I hope you have all your trick-or-treating done, because now it's time for the BananaLaser's Halloween special. Lock your doors, bolt your windows, and turn off the lights.
A man who police believe to be deceased serial killer Michael Myers hostage now identified as Laurie Strode. Miss Strode allegedly shot and killed
19, believed to represent the 19-year cycle of the moon. It weighs more than 5 tons, making its disappearance a mystery.
Haddonfield has just made the grisly discovery of 3 bodies in the upstairs bedrooms of this house. It appears that the murders took place sometime early this evening.
Death has come to your little town, Sheriff.
Welcome, Laser Nation, to the BananaLaser Horror Podcast, the podcast that has to be peeled to be believed exclusively at horrorphilia.com with your trio of sexy hosts, Alex Edwards.
Yeah, asshole. Woo!
Dave Z.
Hey, yo! I'm a pretty simple guy.
And Matt Wazell.
Matt Wazell.
The potassium starts now.
This is so weird.
Totally.
Happy Halloween, Laser Nation. That's right. You didn't time travel back 3 years ago, or the COVID sickness hasn't twisted your brain. That's right. BananaLaser is back. My name is Matt Wazell, if you're nasty. And I am not alone, per usual. With me, as always, is the guy who has peanut butter on his dick, Dave Z. What the fuck is up, Dave Z?
Hey, yo! Yeah, I got a little Jiffy over here. Or is it Peter Pan?
Is that crunchy?
It's always crunchy with me, homie.
Oh, God. You sick freak.
You have to chew before you swallow.
And that's him. He won't leave. And he is so getting dry fucked tonight. Alex Edwards.
Dude, that is amazing. So for the shows I do now, we do our own intro, so now I'm just used to highlighting a line out of the movie and stuff. I swear to God, I highlighted dry fucking.
Hey, I know you all too well, dude. I mean,
that's weird.
Yeah, we take a couple years off, but, we just step right back into it. So I got this.
Crazy.
Wow.
That's right, guys. BananaLaser is back with our Halloween retrospective. Since we had a new Halloween come out 2 years ago, we thought, hey, what better year would be it would be better to review Halloween than 2020. It's just really ripe for BL to come back and record a review for Halloween.
Well, let's tell them our original plan, though.
Do it.
Oh.
Yeah, well, what's going to happen,
2 years ago?
Well, no. Well, sort of, but then we were happy we didn't, because BananaLaser obviously has the legendary Halloween retrospective, and the way Matt did that, he did 2 episodes per podcast. So this year we're all excited. We were talking back in April or so, and we were like, this year, man, BananaLaser comes back in October for the Halloween retrospective. We could do 2018, and then when Halloween Kills comes out, we drop that right together, and the poll will be released right before Halloween. It'll be just like all the other 2-parter Halloween things we do. So we were like, yeah, great, this is gonna be great. Then all of a sudden we get the big news. Guess what, assholes? You ain't getting jack shit.
You ain't getting movies ever again. So unless you want to pay $25 for it, Jesus.
But you know what? This is cool, because now we're doing something for the listeners that are kind of depressed about not the movie not coming out. Now we get a surprise BananaLaser episode. So
yeah.
What
Way
the
to
hell?
put a yellow lining on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hope you're all are happy, because I'm not even going to discuss that Halloween Kills situation, because I'll get all hot under the collar and start cursing and go crazy.
Please don't do that. This is a non-cursing show, as you know. I've found my faith in since episode 57. This is actually episode 58, if you guys can believe it or not. Now counting any of our commentaries or anything like that, but 58 episodes. We're climbing, baby. One day we'll get to those exploding heads and skeleton crew numbers, and we'll get up there. I mean, give us like 10 years.
Okay, let's agree now to have 100 episodes, and then that'll be the 100th. No one's ever done it. No one's ever done 100 episodes and then just retired and said, we're not going to put out any content ever again. Nothing. That's what we should do. We should get to 100 episodes, even if they're like 15-minute episodes.
I was going to say, can it be 5 minutes long?
Yeah, I'll do that. And half the episode will be the intro and the outro.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. See ya. Yep. Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm coming... I mean, it's a little strange because you guys have reviewed this film on your respective podcasts. So I'm going to probably, which, you know, I don't even remember what you guys said about it, but I'm probably going to bring up a lot of stuff that you guys are going to be like, well, yeah, I said this on my podcast and we figured it out. Here you go. So.
Oh, wow. You noticed that? That's great. No, well, I'll tell you what, I did something this time around that I've never done before. I usually, when I'm doing like the review I already did on another show for another show, I always just pull out my old notebook and just look at it again, and I kind of build off of what other people say more than exactly what I wrote down. So this time, for the first time ever, I took notes all over again for the same movie I already did. So it's a fresh set of notes, and it's my new perspective. Yeah.
Well, what I'm doing is, since we tried to do this previously, I watched the movie, but then I just didn't write any notes, and I pulled out my old notebook with all my pages of notes here. And I'm just like, I got the notes right here. It'll be fine. And now I'm like, I can't read my handwriting to save my life. Pumpkin. Okay, got it.
Wait a minute. I'm confused. Wait, when did you take notes for this movie before?
We were going to do it, I think, 2 years ago.
Oh, you're talking about from two. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, we were. That was the plan. Okay, now I get it. I was like, wait a minute. Do you have some phantom podcast I don't know about? When did you do this? What are you talking about?
Oh, you haven't heard of Laser Banana? Yeah, it comes out every Tuesday. My co-host is Tom Cruise and Mahoney.
Maybe it was a local show. Maybe he was like doing like a local show in St. Louis, like at the bars, which is like a live podcast. Imagine that we didn't know about it. He was doing it with like, you know, some random jabroni. They're up on the stage. Hey, this is whatever. Halloween 2018. And he's there with his notes.
Podcast from a bar.
I'm like raking in the cash. Yeah.
He has like a wine glass on top of the People put dollars in it. Do you guys remember? I think it was like 2000. I'm gonna say 14 or more 15. I think we did all those Halloween shows. Like we did Halloween again. Like we retreaded everything. I think was it called Halloween Returns or something?
We did 3 of them.
I love those shows. I listen to those now. I don't even listen to the retro. I listen to those now. That's how much I love those shows.
That's what I listen to as well. I love it because I think Alex is like ankle deep in like Miller High Life and shit.
Wow, thanks. So, do you know that on those shows is where I totally knocked Dave's idea of everything this movie became?
You see?
Oh, really?
Like, he was like, they should do a new movie where, you know what, fuck all this other stuff. Laurie's back, and she's living in Haddonfield, and she's like a babysitter still or something. Like, he said something weird.
No, I said she has a daughter or a granddaughter who's the babysitter this time. She's just there. Yeah.
Right. And he wanted, like, all this stuff that I was like, oh, come on. They would never really do that. Like, why would Laurie still live there 40 years later? Like, number one, she'd get out of Haddonfield regardless. Nothing to do with Michael or whatever. And then like, that being on top of the whole, you know, growing up thing, of course she'd get out of there. So H2O made perfect sense. That was exactly what Laurie would do. And then they make a new movie, and nope, they're going to do what Dave said.
See?
Wipe out all the canon. Yeah, start fresh. That's awesome. I don't remember you saying that, Dave.
Here's what I said. I can remember this. I said that she should now remember this is 2014, and I wouldn't have called her a grandmother at the time, but what I would have said was
Hag.
She comes back to Haddonfield because one of her parents is sick. And she has to, nurse them or whatever, take care of them. The father passed away a few years prior. The mother is here and she's sick. So, she has to come home and take care of her and settle the estate and everything else and, be out here. So it's a good reason to have her back. And then she could have her daughter with her, and her daughter could be babysitting or something else like that. And that's a reason to get her back in Haddonfield. And you know what? I wish they would have done that. This movie should have, well, we're not into it yet, but I think it would have been better suited if they concentrated just on kids babysitting. But Alex would probably shit on that idea. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Matt, we never really got your take, and I'm sure everyone's dying to hear what you think.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of them wiping out Halloween 2, H2O, and Halloween 8? Well, nobody cares about that. But Halloween 2 and H2O, what do you think about that? We've all lived through wiping out 4 through 6. But now we're like Jamie Lee Curtis. People are like, this bitch, she goes and she just completely erases everything they can because she's back. It's like, she erased her own shit. You can't get mad at her anymore. So, right now she did it to herself. So, what do you think about Halloween 2 and H2O disappearing now?
Well, I mean, this franchise has always been like a choose-your-own-adventure kind of thing. I absolutely love the idea because you get rid of for nothing else, you get rid of the family element. Now, I don't know how you sustain that in the next 2 sequels. Obviously, they have a plan, but that's my only concern moving forward. But I absolutely love the idea of it. And yeah, when this film came out, this film ranks pretty high on my ratings of my ranking of Halloween films. So it's one of the most rewatchable ones that I can think of.
How many times have you watched it?
Oh, 15.
I was gonna say. I knew you'd remember that.
13, part 2.
It's his favorite one. You watched it 15 times.
Yeah, I love this one. I watched it 15 times, probably.
The only difference is Friday 2 came out in 1981.
Yeah.
He did this in 2 years now.
So I should be on, my 3rd viewing.
Right.
Actually, I went to the theater 2 nights in a row to see it. I went once by myself and then with a group of people the next night. So, it was a great experience. So let's just start getting into it. And since you brought up this whole idea of Laurie Strode or whatever the fuck her name is now, the idea of her coming back to town, that was one of my biggest gripes or whatever, what the fucks with this movie. She spent 40 years, building and training and all this stuff. Why not just fucking leave town? Go to California, start a new life, get Josh Hartnett as your fucking son or whatever, and do that. Why does she stay there? Does she need to be the person who contains the evil since I'm assuming honestly, I don't remember, but I'm assuming that Loomis died the night of. I can't remember how they...
No, not the night of. He just passed in his own time.
Okay, well, I forgot that. But, yeah, Dave, you kind of already said, wouldn't it be much better if or make more sense? I'd fucking get the fuck out of Dodge.
I think she stayed because what she said, that she prayed for him to escape so she could kill him. She wanted to be there. She wanted to take him out. She wanted to kill him, and she was going to make sure, if it was at all possible, if perchance he should escape because he did it once before, that she wanted to take him out. She wanted to be, because she's probably not going to get over what she went through until he's dead. It's almost kind of like Loomis. She kind of is really the new Loomis in a way. She's obsessed with him. Think about that. 40 years just waiting for a glimpse of him. So
that's a long time, dude. Yeah.
I thought she said the other guy was the new Loomis.
Zartan or whatever, Cobra Commander or something. Yeah.
He's Turkish Loomis, yeah.
Dr. Satan.
The bus lost control after Michael overtook the first guard and the driver. He's no longer dormant. He only knows how to keep moving and to keep killing. And he will kill again unless he's captured.
Come with me for a minute. You sit still.
Well, I was sitting still anyway. What do you mean?
He's an asset.
He's not an asset, he's a liability.
No, he's going on his hunt. Nobody knows Myers better than he does.
Oh, thank you.
You want me to take this injured civilian to go look for a psychopathic serial killer?
Sheriff, Frank, what are we doing?
We don't need your help right now, Lori.
You're just standing here. Please do something.
Excuse me, officers. Laurie Strode.
Laurie Strode, meet Dr. Sertain.
I'm Michael's doctor, Ranbir Sartain.
Oh, you're the new Loomis.
I read everything about you and Michael. Everything. Did you know our friend Hawkins here was the first responding deputy when Michael was apprehended in 1978? You stopped Loomis from killing Michael that night.
Do you know that I pray every night that he would escape
What the hell do you do that for?
so I can kill him?
Well, that was a dumb thing to pray for.
I'm glad you said that because I think I did this on Skeleton Crew, but I'll do it here with you guys and see what you think.
There we go.
I have to. No, this is like one of those talking points. It's not
Right.
actually, in a review. But do you think that the Laurie Strode of H2O makes way more sense and seems more realistic and organic than the Laurie Strode of this movie?
I feel like it could go either way. I mean, she was so young during the events of the first film that, I mean, it's like fight or flight kind of thing. And so I feel like either way is perfectly acceptable. That being said, I don't really like the long hair Laurie Strode as an older one. I know, Dave, that you love with the long hair, but I just don't. It just doesn't gel with me.
Right. Yeah, and they're just doing what they did in that glimpse of Halloween Resurrection where they gave her classic Laurie hair before they killed her off. Like, that's all they're doing here, making it so she's recognizable again. And that's another thing I liked about H2O, is that, no, she moved on. She's not going to walk around with the same haircut she had when she was 17. Like, there's so many things, like... And what made H2O so great with her character development was, like, she was an alcoholic, which was great, and she had a gun, which is about all you could do, really. And think about this, like, she moved on and made a great life for herself, and that was her brother. Like, and she experienced Halloween 2. So in this, this whole thing, she only experienced that first night. She only knew about Michael for 20 minutes, and then Loomis shot him off the balcony, and that was it, apparently. So 20 minutes is all she dealt with, and he was a complete stranger to her in this whole world. So this doesn't make any sense to me. Like, and I'm not just starting my bashing or anything, but when I do look at the overall, like, Laurie character, this does not do it for me. Like, the H2O one is really the true one and the way to go in my eyes, and it worked perfect, and it felt so real. And she was paranoid enough where she'd see him sometimes, where she'd close her eyes or just think or see people in the shadows. Like, that was enough. This one is, like, obsessed. It's all she thinks about. And it's like, honey, you are weird. She has become like some toothless redneck living in the woods and, like, building this saw house with all these contraptions and... I don't know, and her overall plan is to burn your own house down? That's the best thing you can come up with? Like, how about doing something that doesn't destroy your life too? You know, you could lock him in the basement and like pour acid on him or something. I don't know. Like, do something. I'll just shoot him up with a machine gun. Like, why are you burning your house down?
Well,
Like,
and according to her daughter, she kind of destroyed her childhood as well, just because she was like a doomsday prepper almost.
Indeed. Well, let me say something about this, because I respect what you're trying to say, or that you prefer the H2O character, Alex. I get that. I have to disagree on that. I will agree with some of the things you are saying about she only knew him for 20 minutes, and that her end game was burning the house down, and that seems extreme and all that. For the sake of movie, I guess they had to do some of that stuff. But this is what it is to me, and I said it before. When I watch H2O, and it's more than just the hair. It's just, she seems so far removed from that person. It always seemed to me like I was watching Jamie Lee Curtis, the way she would be in any movie in the 90s if she were on it, when I watched H2O. And it just, her mannerisms, the way she was so far removed from what her base of her person. I understand there's a reason why, because she went through trauma. I get that. But when I watch this movie, that really does seem like Laurie. And I do think for me, it's more than just the hair. It's just, she's a little more subdued in the way she speaks, some of her mannerisms. When I watch that, I picture Laurie from 1978 too, becoming this person. And I could never make the same connection with H2O. But again, there you go, H2O. You were happy with that, and I'm happy with the portrayal here. I still have problems with the movie, but as far as Laurie's concerned, I really love that. She definitely seemed like Laurie to me. I do have issues with the film, but not her. I like her. She's more sympathetic in this movie to me as well. I don't know. So either way. So Alex feels one way, I feel the other, and Matt's kind of like take it or leave it on both.
Well, I just feel like the character could have gone either way, so I can justify it in my head. Now, I do think the H2O Laurie is definitely my favorite. She seems more troubled and nuanced, and at least trying to move on. And that's the whole thing I couldn't get over, is like she just cemented herself there, like Alex said, after an encounter with this guy for 20 minutes, and possibly ruined her life and her daughter's life, and that just didn't make too much sense to me. But
it keeps her in Haddonfield. That's what
right.
They're saying. If they want to have this movie in Haddonfield, that was probably the idea from the jump. They're like, okay,
sure.
let's bring it back home. It's going to be.
How do we keep her there? She has to be obsessed.
There you go. Let's say she never got over it, and let's really push it to the max and say, well, we're going to really show how she hasn't gotten over it, and that's why she hasn't left. She's this, she's that. You know what I mean? And maybe the burning thing is like a psychological thing. You know, people always go with the, you're not truly over something till you burn at something.
Burn it down.
Symbolically, sometimes people will burn. You know what I mean? Let's say you get a divorce or something.
It's a Viking's funeral. Yeah.
Right. Right. Exactly.
See,
you burn
it would
your
make more sense. It would make more sense to me if her whole thing about not letting this go and being obsessed with I prayed every day he would escape so I can kill him. That would make more sense to me if the motivation was to avenge Annie and the Totally girl, Linda. If she was completely ripped, her soul was ripped out of her body because her friends were murdered, and I pray every day just so I could kill him for what he did to my friends and blah blah. Her motivation doesn't seem to be there. It's just I pray every day so I could kill him. Why? What are you so bent out of shape about? He attacked you and stabbed you in the arm, and luckily you survived because Loomis came around. So why are you hell-bent for 40 years and wasting your whole life on this? Shouldn't your friends at least be your motivation? The people you lost, or the devastation of that kind of thing?
I think they are. I just think it's implied. I don't think she has to have. Maybe they thought it would be too forceful if she mentioned.
If she looked at pictures of them or something.
I mean, yeah, maybe they thought it'd be too much. I guess they're just supposed to looking at this as the sequel of part 1 and disregarding everything else. I guess it's just kind of supposed to be implied that not only did he kill her friends, he made her grow up in a way. Like she was a happy-go-lucky teenager worried about teenage things, and overnight her whole world got turned upside down and all her friends got killed. You know what I mean?
It'd be great if she was reminiscing, looking at a picture of Annie, and then she blinks in the photo. She's still alive.
Yeah, and that would be the homage to Halloween too, because then they kept doing them even though they erased them. So why not have her one eyelid just twitch a little bit in the picture? But I'm sorry, we didn't even get to what's on screen here. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. So, well, I do have another question. So we start off at Smith's Grove with these podcasters, and I want to talk about them in a second. But did I miss something? Did they just glaze over the fact that he got caught, right? And we're supposed to assume that nothing insane happened, that they just found him and picked him up, and then that was it? Okay, got you. Hopefully Loomis was the one who actually did it, and maybe the next
was about to
have some flashbacks or something.
Well, they said that. They said in the movie that the first cop that showed up on the scene, I forget his name, but he's like the older, whatever.
Yeah, the guy with that weird bubble on his head.
Yes, Bubble Boy. He showed up, and he was gonna he prevented Loomis from killing him. He was the first one on site.
Okay, I totally missed that. I gotta turn the sound on when I watch these movies.
Put the subtitles like Brandon Orlick.
I love subtitles. I said recently.
Oh, you're addicted to them, right?
I am too. I love them. Yeah.
I do every once in a while. Yeah, it helps understand some shit.
Yeah. Not too bright.
Right.
Shit.
Dave, you can read? Holy shit! This is new stuff.
He reads his own notes. I can't believe it.
Yeah. Well, he did write a lot of those BananaLaser scripts back in the day, so I guess that makes sense.
He can speak. He just chooses not to.
I'd love to stand closer to him, if I may. Get a sense of his awareness or lack of awareness.
Oh, make no mistake, he's aware. He was watching you as you arrived. Perhaps you'd like to tie your left shoelace? Mr. Tovoli here, the gentleman with the umbrella, has a fixation for such things. Underestimate no one. Okay, now step up to the yellow line. And no further. Do not cross the line under any circumstances. Michael? Michael? I've got some people who'd like to meet you.
Hello, Michael. My name is Aaron Corey. I've been following your case for years and still know very little about you. I'd like to know more. About that night. About those involved. Do you ever think about them, Michael? Feel guilt about their fate?
So yeah, the opening at Smith's Grove with these podcasters, I know a lot of people feel like what I've heard, it's forced, it doesn't seem to gel with the movie, but I actually like it. I like these actors. I like the whole idea. True crime podcasting is obviously a thing, and I just feel like it, and it's a way to get all the exposition out, in a simple kind of way up front. Is that how you guys feel about it? Or you guys hate these characters or what?
I like them. I like the characters. Yeah. I think it's bringing, us, the three of us as people that have done podcasts many times, and other people that, that we know see that they go, well, come on, podcasters aren't this. It's not a real representation, but in some cases it is. There are some top tier podcasts that do things like that. And keep in mind, they're not such big shots. They have to pay to get the interview. So I kind of dig it. It's more modern. It's better because who else is going to do it? You always hear about these true crime podcasts all the time.
Yeah.
They're like, they're all the rage. It's a deal. So, I mean, who else is just going to show up out of the blue unless someone's writing a book? But I mean, why not do something different? So I'm on board with it.
Well, don't tell me for a second you didn't feel kind of embarrassed when the guy was like, hi, we're podcasters. And she's like, we're investigative journalists.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're like, yikes, that's what I am. You're like, oh.
I
And it's like-
investigate movies I've seen 15 times.
But they received awards. They actually received awards, they said. They go, we had award-winning podcast about this topic and that. I forgot what they said. So they were accomplished. And, they were up for those podcast awards. And
Oh, so they weren't like us. Okay.
Yeah, we've never been up for any award. I can't believe it. All these shows, no awards. But
We're not accomplished yet.
Well,
yeah,
so.
Do you? Well, I'm not gonna say I didn't like them. I will say the one thing I noticed, and I did enjoy this movie a lot more than the last two viewings this time around when I watched it tonight. And but I will say the one thing I did not like was a lot of the casting for various reasons. A lot of them were their appearance, and with these two, it's these accents. They have, I don't know what they're trying to get across with the accents of these two. Like, if we're supposed to look up higher to them in regard or whatever, or if what that is supposed to be, this whole, I guess, British or whatever.
it's so fucking en vogue. It really is. You see
Yeah.
that shit all. You ever watch? Ever since that fucking Simon Cowell guy came around,
Right.
Everybody fucking is into British hosts and shit. Ain't it
Right.
though?
And it didn't feel like a Halloween movie to me when I'm listening to these two talk. So, yeah, I was like, this wouldn't, this doesn't feel like a Halloween movie with these two talking like this. And I don't know, the one guy is kind of annoying. And when they're well, yeah, I guess we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, the opening scene, in Smith's Grove, I kind of always thought Smith's Grove would look different, I guess. But it was okay. I did think it was weird, the big checkered board floor that they all just stand in with chains around their ankles.
Yeah,
and shit.
there's no way that's an actual design. It's like, what's a crazy movie design for an insane asylum? Yeah.
And they're all howling, and the guy has an umbrella, and I don't know. It's a very weird scene. And then, when he pulls his mask out, Michael sort of looks over, and he's like, say something. I gotta say, in that theater, God, I got chills during that part.
Me too.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
I figured that scene out last night when I watched it for the first time. It finally clicked for me what was going on with that scene with everybody acting a fool around them.
Oh, please elaborate. Yeah.
It finally clicked. They were all just standing their mind in their own. They were doing their thing. They weren't acting up, As soon as they took out the mask and he held it up, and Michael kind of looks a little bit in the direction, he gives the ever so slight thing. Now, it's a little cheesy, but just hear me out. I believe that they are feeling his evil because all of a sudden, he's getting that feeling back, and they are all, because they're kind of in their own thing too. They are feeling his fucking anger, emotion, and all that shit. Because it only starts when the mask comes out. So that's my belief that it's evil happening here, and they can all sense it, and that's why they act up.
Like the blood is rushing to his dick or something.
Yes, and their dicks.
Yeah, when I saw that for the first time and everybody's hooting and hollering, I'm like, this is a little over the top, But then I started thinking, are they trying to introduce the idea that this mask is inherently evil, as opposed to just Michael himself? But obviously they don't do anything with it. But that was my initial thought, that they were going to try and do some kind of, Cult of Thorn bullshit with this mask.
No, I think they're feeding off of him. I think that he immediately gets that thing, and it's back to Loomis. It's pure evil, and they, being people that have committed crimes, and I'm not here to say this that people in asylum are evil or anything like that, but
they committed crimes,
right, or any of that shit, or anyone that's that has a mental issue. It's not that, but in the realm of movie making and in the realm of Michael being pure evil and these people around him, feeding off it. Because they don't start doing it until the mask comes out and he acknowledges it. So I believe that they get a sense of that shit. So that's what worked for me.
Yeah, when you have the blackest eyes, I mean, what are you going to do? Live in suburbia and fucking work 9 to 5? I don't think so.
No. They're born bad.
So what do you guys think of new Loomis here? I mean, I guess we can talk about his entire thing throughout the film, but I actually really liked him in this opening scene. It's something about, I guess, because he does have a strange accent, and he's like, the way he like kind of sings songs Michael's name like he's a little child. I liked him in this opening.
Yeah, I liked him too.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think he's one of the better parts of the movie. His performance definitely sold me on almost everything. Obviously down the road it's harder to sell what he's doing, but he kind of did. Like you said, we could jump around, right?
Sure, yeah.
So
jump around,
jump up and get down. There are moments when you're supposed to feel a lot of things for him. He gets shot. You wonder why he's on the bus. Then we figure out later that that's how this whole thing happened, because he got on that bus that night to make this, the escape thing happen, I believe. So, then you get, the whole thing where he meets Laurie. He's just fascinated. He's like, wow, you're Laurie Strode. Oh, wow, you're the girl. Wow, this is amazing. It almost came off like it's us doing it all.
Mm-hmm.
He's like our vehicle. Like, we are supposed to be fascinated by Michael like he is. We can't believe we're meeting Laurie Strode, the real girl from that night. Oh, my God. And then we just want him to talk. We're willing to let people fuck around with him with a mask just to, even though you're kind of agitating him, just to get a reaction out of him. Like anything he's willing to do to get something from Michael, because he's got nothing for 40 years. How he can maintain this interest, I don't know. I don't know if I can maintain interest in anything that long. But so like when he does this whole switcheroo at towards the end where he stabs this cop. People are like, this is ridiculous. This is the dumbest thing. It's so movie-like. And I'm like, no, it's just like a guy like Michael J.
Well, he's definitely killed someone, yeah.
He would definitely do this.
Yeah.
And I'm not insulting him or anything, but he knows it. He would say he'd be the first one to agree. Like, he's that kind of guy that he would do something like that. Like, he would kill, and he's so like nutty and into things that he would take it that far. And so that's what Sartain is. He's us who got a PhD, but a little less sane than us, because we leave it at entertainment. But he went all out with it. So yeah, it was an interesting character arc for him throughout the whole thing. But I bought it. But there are some parts of like his whole thing later on that we'll get to that are so hilarious if you really think about them, and how you could see why they cut away with the camera on some stuff. So
that Michael J has tried to wear those Daniel Harris pants that he has too. He tried to squeeze into those sons of bitches. He did.
Oh, he had to.
I would have taken those pants and just put them on like a blow up down instead.
Oh my God!
Cut the crotch out.
Yeah, wear crotchless panties and bark like a dog.
Dude, I love Zartan. I think I'll say this. I think it makes sense. I think that because look how crazy Loomis was. He's the only guy that spent time with them. Okay, and you see how obsessed he was with it. It only makes sense that another doctor that got to spend any significant time with him would also be driven mad in his own right. And But now on top of it, he's got this jealousy thing because he says it right off the bat. He's like, Dr. Loomis was the only one to see him in the wild or something. So he already planted that seed in the first 5 minutes of meeting him. So like, oh, and then you see, now in retrospect, you see that. But, you know, he talked about it a couple times. So then it really makes complete sense to me. He is obsessed with him the way Loomis was. And again, maybe it goes back to the devil's eyes and they pure evil, and that he gives something off. And they're making it a very old school supernatural without making it supernatural, the way they used to do it, where they don't come out and say it. You just have to accept it. And that's what I think. And I like the Zartan character for that reason. And of course, later on with that scene is probably the second funniest scene in the history of the Halloween franchise, with some of the things that go on during it. It's the only time throughout the whole hour and 50 minutes or whatever long movie this is where I laugh out. The only time. It's great.
I think it's funny that Loomis had a jerk-off room, and that's how the picture stuck to the wall. But, I mean, you want to say that about Loomis. We could go on forever with Zartan. I think there's like a Nightmare 2 thing going on with this guy. With Michael.
He's probably jerking off and, like, smearing his semen on Michael because he's not doing anything. So, but I agree with everything you said about the Doctor. I love his character. My only gripe, and it's kind of a small one, is and this happens in, I think, Rob Zombie's Halloween, but anytime any other character, or like when young Michael in Rob Zombie's Halloween puts that mask on, it just doesn't. I'm totally just like wiped out. I'm taken out of it. When Zartan puts that mask on, I just start laughing. He looks so stupid. Like, I get why he does it, you know. He wants to feel that energy, that rush or whatever. But aesthetically, it looks fucking retarded. I just can't stand it.
Yeah, but it's funny. That's what I'm saying. I think I'm laughing at him, but I'm still entertained by it.
I guess so. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think the funniest part is when after he puts the mask on is one thing. It's more like a WTF. You're like, what the fuck? Because the first time you see it, maybe it's not funny the first time. You're just confused by it. But then it cuts for a second, and the next scene is him pulling them on the side.
Okay, that's where I was getting to. Okay, so listen.
It's so fucking funny.
If you pay attention to the framing of that whole ordeal, there is no fucking way he's dragging Michael Myers into the back of that police car with one fucking arm. Like, and he does it in this lightning speed. It's like, whoa, what just happened? You're telling me that just now you put Michael Myers back there? And then you threw the mask on him? Like, get the fuck out of here. No, you did not just do that. And if you notice the framing, they are not willing to show you how this just took place.
Oh, hell no. Move along.
Oh, yeah, it's like from his chin up. And it's like, oh, so we're not going to see you actually put him in the back. Okay. It is just weird, man.
He's got that retard strength or something.
And then he says to the girl, whatever her name is, he says Allison, or I think that's it, right? Whatever her name is.
Allison, yeah.
Okay, and he says to her, he goes, these people want to kill this man.
Can you believe it?
It's so fucking funny.
Can you believe he hit him with this car? Oh, and that's the other thing. That when this guy hits Michael with the car, like, I guess we didn't learn anything from Ben Tramer, right? Like, it might not be him. But, so he hits Michael with his car, and the way that is shot is fucking terrible. All you see is the impact from their point of view hitting Michael and him, like, flopping over the hood or whatever. And then the police car just stops, and the next thing you see is Michael just laying perfectly still on the ground. Like, is there no shot where we're going to see, like, him flying off of it once they hit the brakes and he goes crashing into trees or fences or something cool? You're telling me you just hit him with the fucking car and then the next scene he's just laying there and the car stopped?
It just happened. The sun was coming up and they couldn't film anymore, probably.
Right. Like, that's a great what just happened? Like, Ben Tramer, this scene was fucking amazing because you saw everything.
All I can do is laugh at the Ben Tramer scene now since that fucking show. It's so funny because it never occurred to me, why was the cops driving that fast? I don't. So here we are. What is the funniest scene? To me, these are the top 3 unintentionally funny scenes in all of Halloween. Now, Ben Tramer from Halloween 2, the nurse from Rob Zombie's H2, who starts screaming a minute after being sliced, or Dr. Zartane freaking putting the mask on and pulling the guy. That's fucking gold, I'm telling you.
That's good stuff.
How dumb are these podcasters who show up at Lori's house and they immediately offer her everything in that envelope instead of saying, how about 1,000? No? How about 1,500? Right. 2,000? No?
Right.
Like, so instead she goes all out to 3 and they forget to say, for 30 minutes of your time.
Right.
So instead they get 3 fucking minutes with her. $1,000 a minute.
And they get nothing from it. It's not like they get the meter. That's about it. It's like getting an autograph or something.
She gives them nothing. All she says is, my story.
You don't believe in the boogeyman?
Well, you should. Well, here's your money. Thanks.
Okay, see ya. Time to go. Good luck with the podcast. Have fun storming the castle.
And good. That's what they get, because they come in there spouting off all her life story and this and that. You didn't have to do that. You fucking blew it. You should have just gone in there and acted genuine and asked a couple, questions that weren't leading, and not fucking talk about, oh, you had failed marriages and you alienated from your daughter. So you're going to go into someone's house and fucking tell them about their life's failures and expect not to be thrown out.
Or, I don't know, maybe try to contact her before you show up all the way from, maybe they flew all the way from fucking
United Kingdom.
Right. Well, they went to the Surgeon General's office or something, or the Attorney General to get the mask.
Surgeon General.
Yeah, the cigarette
Is this
guy.
Healthy?
Is it okay that Deborah Hill smoked with this mask under her pillow?
Oh, shit.
Surgeon General.
Don't be in a rush to stick it up your crack. BananaLaser will be right back. Later tonight on the Horror Philly Network, John Carpenter's Halloween. Here's a clip. You know, it's totally insane. I have 3 movies to watch for the show, the game in the afternoon, I get my hair dyed at 5, and the dances at 8. I'll be totally wiped out.
I think you have too much to do tomorrow.
Totally.
As usual, I don't have anything to do.
That's your own fault, and I don't feel a bit sorry for you.
Hey, Matt, Dave, why didn't you wait for me?
We did. 15 minutes. You totally never showed up.
That's not true. Here I am.
What's wrong, Alex? You're not smiling.
Never smiling again. Montgomery dragged me to 30 more groups today.
Exploring uncharted territory?
It's been totally charted.
I just blocked them.
Good.
Then I got caught throwing eggs and soaping windows. The cops are on my ass. I can't get drunk tonight.
Hey, wait a minute. I thought you were babysitting tonight.
The only reason he babysits is to have a place to...
Shit!
I have a place for that.
I forgot my notebook.
Who cares? I always forget my books. I forget my Hustler, Blacktail, Mature Midgets, Cum Sluts. Oh, who needs books anyways? I have my laptop. Isn't that Mahoney? I think he got loose.
I don't think so.
Hey, jerk! Colts kill! Can't you take a joke?
You know, Alex, someday you're gonna get all of us in deep shit.
Totally.
I hate a guy with a wheelchair and no sense of humor.
Well, are we still on for tonight?
I wouldn't want to get you in deep trouble, Matt.
Come on, Alex. I've been planning it all week.
All right. The Wallaces leave at 7.
Oh, I'm babysitting for the Doyles. It's only 3 houses away. We can keep each other company.
Terrific. I got 3 choices. Watch the kids sleep, listen to Wazelle jerk off, or talk to you. What time?
I don't know yet. I have to get out and take my stupid brother trick-or-treating.
Saving the treats for your cock?
Funny. See ya. Tonight at 10 p.m., 9 Central.
This film has been re-edited by assholes. So my mom's a liar. What happened? She said that she invited my grandmother tonight, but she didn't. I mean, she never even contacted her. How do you know? Because I called her myself.
That's bullshit.
Yeah. Dude, what's your mom's deal? Why would she say that? I don't know. She just tries to keep me away from her. Everyone in my family, like, turns into total nutcase this time of year. If I were you guys, I wouldn't celebrate either. I would just put up a Christmas tree instead. Just skip all over the creepy Halloween shit, right? Does your grandma ever talk about it? Yeah, it's pretty much all she talks about. It defines her life. She's been traumatized ever since.
Wasn't it her brother who, like, cold-blooded mutilated all those teenagers?
No, that's just a bit that some people made up to make him feel better, I think. I mean, that is scary to have a bunch of your friends get butchered by some random crazy person.
Is it, though? Because, all things considered, there's a lot worse stuff that's happening today. And, like, I mean, what, a couple people getting killed by one guy with a knife is not that big of a deal.
Dude, her grandmother was almost fucking murdered.
And she escaped. And they caught him, and now he's incarcerated. I'm just saying, like, by today's standards.
Just shut the fuck up, Dave. Shut up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, shut up, Dave.
I think they say one thing that I can't figure out. I didn't actually look into it that much, but they talk about that night that Michael, did his thing. He killed 5 people. Now, okay, so there's Annie, there's Totally, there's Bob.
The guy at the train tracks, he slit his throat.
Okay, right, and he got his uniform or whatever.
Right.
And then...
one more.
Am I fucking am I stupid? I feel like I'm stupid.
Hold on, let's think about this.
I guess we all are.
There's Bob. Oh, wait, does Bob get killed? No, we don't even get...
He gets the wall.
Come on, one of the most...
No, not Bob. Paul. We don't meet Paul.
Bob Paul. Right.
Bob Paul with John Carpenter. So we get
Does
Paul.
he kill Tommy Doyle?
I wish.
Wait a minute. You're right, because I thought of the fucking guy right away from the gas station. When he escaped the first night. No, okay, so nobody
kill
there.
none of those people. All right.
Who was the 5th? Let's see here.
Oh, the dog. Are they counting him as a person?
4 people and a dog were brutally murdered that night in Haddonfield.
Okay, and I want to go to something. So, this is talking about a whole nother movie, Halloween. Even though this is called Halloween,
yes.
I'm actually talking about the
movies called
the
Halloween.
Third,
fuck it.
The third one ago, yeah. When Loomis says he got hungry, there is no way he's talking about Michael eating a dog raw. Michael is not like... They never mentioned anything about like these weird... Like the weird thing is they say he just sat there and didn't move, didn't do anything. Like, how did he eat? How did he piss? How did he shit? Like, if you don't do anything, or you have to do something to make all those 3 things happen, right? So I'm thinking that that's normal. Now, when he says he got hungry, I think that means is he just had to kill something. He got hungry for the bloodlust. I don't think he actually ate the dog, and I think Rob Zombie, as usual, took it literally, and then had him eat that dog when she was throwing up, when Lori was throwing up while he was doing it.
I have to disagree, and I'll tell you why. Because of the reaction from the cop and Loomis. If it was a dead human being, they would have called it in right away. They would have made a stink about it. And why would he say
it's a dog?
Maybe an animal got to him. That's what you're talking about. I said he got hungry. That's what we're talking about. I thought you were trying to say that wasn't a person, or that was not a dog. It was a person. I thought,
no. It was a dog, but he didn't eat the dog.
He just got hungry to kill.
Oh,
right? Yeah.
Okay, I thought you. Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, I thought maybe hungry to kill made sense too. Okay. Yeah, you're right though. They fucked up because they were thinking of the movie. They fucked up. They were thinking of Judith Myers, who wasn't killed in 1978. She was.
Oh.
But still, the 5 people. I don't think she'd be talking about Judith Myers, which happened years before.
Right.
But I'm thinking
15
of the
years earlier.
I wish I knew the phrasing of how they put it. So I just wrote down 5 people. What the fuck? So.
Oh, you know what? Maybe who said they killed 5 people? Was it the kids when they were walking to school in the morning?
No, it was while they were in the talking to Lori, the podcasters.
Killed 5 people. Okay, so they're probably talking about her then. They're probably talking about Judith Myers. Okay.
Okay. Well, Crisis averted. Okay, cool. Got it. I was getting ready to write the Surgeon General.
Hey, man, you fucked up.
Yeah.
Eating dog can be hazardous to your health.
He got hungry. Yeah, so then we're introduced to, the new family and stuff, and the new, the granddaughter. I actually like her in this movie. She doesn't really do much for me either way. I don't dislike her. I don't, I'm not that enthralled with her or anything like that. I find her parents a little too much at times.
Right.
It's like, and there's other characters like this too, where it's like, and obviously it's an updated, it's a modern movie, so they're, characters are quippy more often and stuff like that. But
yeah.
I don't know.
I got peanut butter on my penis.
Yeah, exactly.
It's too much. And what she says to him after that is what I think the audience is saying. She says, "Dad, can you stop?" or something like that.
Right.
And I'm thinking, yeah, no shit, because he does go overboard with it. I'm like, come on. But I blame Scream. I blame Scream for this. Ever since Scream, every horror movie that comes to theaters that a franchise film at all, or anything that they're bringing mass people to that isn't like a gloom and doom horror movie, is fucking. They always got to throw in with the quips and the comedy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the quips are they make a movie time stamped.
Right.
And when it is time stamped, you get the eye rollers. Like, you want me to see and clip my nasty ass toenail? Blah, blah. It's like, yeah, is that what kids do now? Yeah, it's great. Or like, oh, I know you're talking about smoking weed. I know you're talking about smoking weed. You're talking about the ganja, whatever the fuck he said.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or alakazam, or I know what that means. Like, oh, wow, a witty kid who's way too young to be talking about this. That is so fucking adorable.
Oh, I thought that was from fucking Willis Wheeler's review you were just doing. You sounded just like him.
Holy shit.
Oh. Yeah, but I totally, and the dad is trying so hard, and I'm like a wise ass. I can imagine sort of being like him if I was a dad and had a teenage daughter, like trying to be funny or whatever, but I don't know. I don't know, man. And plus, you're not me. You're a movie, and you're supposed to be better than that.
Yeah.
So, like, what is this? Is this supposed to be funny? I don't know. But I totally get that.
Yeah, I just thought it was a bit too much. I mean, if you cut it down like by 50%, I feel like it'd be a little more tolerable. Yeah. But yeah, that kid, I forget his name, but yeah. I mean, I thought he was funny. Don't get me wrong. He shouldn't be in this movie being this funny.
He's Dick Halloran.
Yeah.
Little Dick Halloran.
Scream Doc?
It's Dick Halloran.
Dick Screaming.
Dick Screaming, that's it.
Exactly. Dick Screaming. That should be our next review. We should do a review of Dr. Sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just because we did such a memorable Shining one, we should go real in depth on Dr. Sleep. That'd be fun.
Interesting.
Maybe that should be my last show with you guys.
Oh.
Because the first one was The Shining, right?
Oh, yeah. Episode 100. If we ever get to it. Dr. Sleep.
You have to wait, so I can't quit early.
Yeah.
Right. But you know what, Alex? We talked about this when you were on Exploding Heads. We think it was a good observation by you. I think we're the one that said it, saying how from Halloween to Halloween 2, when you get that Bud character in Halloween 2 making his quips, that wouldn't have been something that people that were fans of the first Halloween, maybe they saw that as too much. Now it's just maybe a product of its time. That's just how kids talk nowadays, and that's just, instead of Tommy Doyle, with his very light smart ass remarks, it's now it's 2020's version or 2018's of Tommy Doyle, and it's just maybe we're just out of touch with. That's just what it is now with these kids. I don't know. It's maybe.
Well,
you know what I mean?
We're not out of touch, but I think the thing is that we know it's cliche in a way. Like him talking like that is very cliche. And, we're not out of touch. We know kids do that. But I think that's why when we see it on screen, it's like, oh, God, so now they're doing the new thing where where kids are too smart for their own good and they're talking to adults like they're adults. And it's like, we all have to live with that. And to watch, I guess we want that escapism or something from these kinds of kids. And now they're here in our stuff. And it's like, ugh, great. Like when Bud's like, I need your pie, come sit on my face, or whatever he says. Like, yeah, people back then might have been like, oh, yeah, I guess that's like that humor that people do now and stuff. But they didn't do that kind of stuff in Halloween 1. I don't know why. What's this is all about, Meanwhile, we all three love Bud. Because maybe we accepted it because by the time we watched these movies, it was done. And that's just how it is. And it's like, it's easier to accept. But now with the new stuff, oh, this is what you did with it? Oh, I don't like that. But if that's how it was when I got here, well, then that's what it is.
Some real get off my lawn shit. This ain't my Halloween. But Dave, doesn't your daughter talk about smoking weed and clipping her nasty ass toenails?
No, not yet. Thank goodness. No, but what Alex said does ring true. She does talk to us like she's an adult. Mm-hmm. So that is something very common. Of course, we don't just allow it to happen, but when we have to, cut her down to size and say, hey, talk to us like they were your friends, we're your parents. But that is the thing. I think that it's a reflection of modern society and the kids in this country. Sad but true.
Mm. Get off my lawn, you crazy kids, with your weed and your pot
and your long hair.
Yeah. Well, speaking of potheads, what about Allison's friends? You got the dude, the pothead, and then the blonde chick who, excuse me, I think she's pretty smoking. Hopefully she's of age, so I don't get taken away for saying that.
Man, I want to fuck that kid.
Yeah, we changed. Let's get back to our old ways. Come on.
Yeah, but what I mean by of age is that she's not 18 yet.
Never stopped us before.
She's all good. I checked her out before.
Okay. All right, good. It's not a Sandra Friday 2 scenario? Okay.
Oh, but aren't you excited about the uncut footage coming?
Oh, yeah. Holy shit. Yeah. I kind of forgot about that, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
We get to see Sandra full frontal, too.
Oh.
Is that true?
Can they legally do that?
What are you talking about?
I don't think so. Oh, it's a joke.
You're saying it so convincingly.
Yeah. Dude, I just almost pre-ordered another copy.
I can't get reception on this thing ever since the antenna was been at the car wash.
Why do we have to come out again? We do this all the time.
Well, you don't enjoy it? I like being out in the woods.
No, I enjoy it, but I'm missing dance class for this.
Yeah, that whole scene when they're walking down the street, that was cool. There's a nice fall, October, Halloween feel, pumpkins next to them and all that. I will say, not that I've been doing anything but complaining for some reason, but the one thing, you know what it is? It's that when I first did my review, it was fresh off of seeing it from the theater. And I was blown away and all that stuff. And what happened to me is what happens to a lot of people, except for Matt all 15 times, I guess. But when you watch it over and over, you notice things, and things rub you differently. So I started to get irritated by almost all the small talk in this movie, starting with my penis and starting and the podcasters, the dumb shit. Oh, so when was your daughter taken away? What the fuck does that have to do with Michael and whatever you're doing? That just irritates me, and it almost becomes all the small writing is annoying. And let's not even get to the bottomy sandwich talk. That and these two assholes in school in a few minutes with, oh, come on, you're going to go to the dance with me. You promised. That breaks my heart. I'm like, oh, God, kill me. But so here, I fucking got so annoyed today watching this. So they go, oh, wasn't that her brother or something? Oh, no, that's just a bit people made up to make themselves feel better. That's what you came up with? Like, you sat here and cut out Halloween 2, one of the most beloved sequels of this whole franchise, just to get rid of the sister angle, which we all wanted to get rid of. So that's fine. And the only thing you can think to come up to say about it in any way throughout this dialogue is that's a bit people came up with to make themselves feel better.
What does that even mean? That's what I wrote that down because I don't quite get what.
So then they would feel safe.
Make who feel better?
Right, they feel safe.
Yeah, so that she went after her
only because.
Yeah, he didn't like just kill a bunch of strangers. He went after her because they're related, and he's crazy. Yeah,
and her friends happen to be too close. That's all. So we're safe. So, okay. But still, it was just a weird way to put it.
Yeah,
and then this guy goes, by today's standards, what she went through was really no big deal. And it's like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, I get what he's trying to say, or what the writers are trying to think that we're all thinking, but no. Like, what standards? Who else does this happen to? Like, do you think that we've all been through similar things since 1978? Do most of us get attacked and our friends butchered in front of us? And so now, like, what happens now that's so amazing that that's not a big deal? What are you talking about?
My brain went to school shootings and stuff like that.
Shooting.
My brain went to serial killers and like all the ones that we see all the time on like those shows, Investigative Discovery, and all the serial killer shows you see.
But Michael is that though,
right? But he only killed 5 people total. And,
yeah, but it's her 5 people.
I get that. I'm just saying that from the outside looking in, you're saying why make such a big deal about this Michael Myers guy? There's fucking people that kill every day in this country. I think that's what.
I get that, but still, it makes zero sense, and I guess they do shut it down in the movie too. But like, so what? What OJ did is really not that big of a deal. Like, who exactly set the bar higher here? Like, who topped it off? Like, I don't understand what that even means. It's just such a dumb comment. Like, okay, but yeah, school shootings. Oh. That doesn't really impact it doesn't make anything horrible happening to my life any better. Like, it's just the weirdest comment ever.
Well, he is kind of a dumbass, so let's not forget that. Right. He's a stoner kind of goof, so.
But I think they wrote it as if they're talking to us to say, like, if we think that by today's standards that's no big deal. Like, dude, she was almost fucking murdered. Just shut the fuck up.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
But no, we're not thinking that.
Questionable writing. I agree with you.
Yeah, it's just weird to address that as if we think that.
Well, and also with all the funny clips and stuff like that, I'm sure you guys discussed it, but, I mean, wasn't... I forget his name, but one of the co-writers, co-producers on this is like a major improv actor guy.
Danny McBride?
Yeah, Danny McBride. Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe that has a lot to do with some of this shit. Yeah, and I love him. I think he's a really good actor. I think he's very funny. Whenever it was announced that he'd be a part of this, I didn't really know how to take it. But I thought it would be unique, that's for sure. So, So, we get some shit of like Laurie shooting fucking mannequins and stuff. I hated this shit in the trailer, and I'm not a huge fan of this, warrior. Laurie here or whatever, but it's fine, whatever, it's part of the movie, can't change it. But okay, so they're transferring Michael, and I believe it said that it's because the state funding has finally run out. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, so the funding was fine for 40 years, but now they've just like 40 years, not 10, not 5, They're like, okay,
40.
Now let's pull the plug on this guy. Really put him in a hole. I just thought that was pretty fucking hilarious.
Yeah, why would they waste all that money anyway? Like, who cares? What could you learn from him, really?
Yeah.
Like, who cares what his motivation is? Is it worth 40 years of money?
I guess maybe Zartan, whatever his, I don't know.
Satan, Dr. Satan.
Satan, yeah.
Dr. Satan!
Yeah.
Nice.
I feel like, maybe he was constantly pulling the strings on that, and then finally he couldn't do it anymore.
Right.
Actually, this is another thing. If this is all his entire doing, why did he wait 40 years? Because it's implied, but not outright stated, that he had something to do with his escape.
Mm-hmm.
Why wait?
I know why.
Oh, you do? Please.
Here's my guess.
We have the director here, Danny McBride. Please tell us, why did he wait 40 years?
Because he was waiting for the right moment, but when the podcasters got involved and wanted to bring out the mask and do that, he was like, you know what? This might be something to set him off. That's what it's not the greatest answer, but I'm like, well, it's as good of an answer as you're going to get. These people, if they come here and they start pushing his buttons, it's never happened before. Nobody comes in to talk to Michael Myers, I'm sure. I think anybody except for him, who I'm sure gave up a long time ago in having any type of communication with them. So all of a sudden, these assholes come around and they're going to start poking the bear. He probably sees this as an opportunity. Hey, you know what? Maybe this is just what I need to get him all worked up enough, and it is Halloween. Maybe, 1 + 1 = 2. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I like how they're transferring him on Halloween Eve night.
Yeah.
See, now I think that is Zartan.
Yeah, Dr. Satan's like, no. Let's look at this later day in October. Yeah. Oh, was that Halloween? Oh, huh.
Let's do late October, early November.
Well, have you guys heard the theory that it was actually Lori who caused the crash in some manner?
That'd be cool if it was.
I thought she was with everybody. Wasn't she at the restaurant or something?
Well, yeah, I guess so. She was seen whenever they loaded them on the bus. They're drinking in her car. And then the next time you see her, she's in the restaurant. And then the next time you see the bus, it's already crashed. So there is,
wouldn't she have some kind of reaction to that? To, knowing he's out and about? Like, come on, let's go get in my house and hide in that thing? Like, why would she...
Right about that.
Well, doesn't she do that, though? Doesn't she do that right away? Doesn't she immediately go to her daughter's house and do the mock break-in, and then they come home and they go, hey, boom, you're dead. And she goes, by the way, Michael's escaped.
That was before the transfer, I thought.
No, that was after the transfer. After the bus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what you're saying, though, but you're saying it out of order, though. Like, when she supposedly would have done the bus flip, immediately she goes to the restaurant, and she has no idea of any of this. Then she somehow hears about it and immediately gets everybody, like I just said. Okay. When she hears about it, yeah. Okay. So if she knew about it by doing it, she would have done that at the moment she went to the restaurant.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. I mean, she could have waited for the news to break, because then otherwise how would, you know what I mean? Maybe she was like, well, I can't go right away because everyone's going to know it was me. So if... But no, here's what I think. I think the whole thing is Dr. Zartan. He plotted the whole damn thing.
Well, yeah.
So it can't be Lori.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's just a theory I read, whatever headline I read, and didn't bother to read the article. You know, the usual.
Happy Halloween, Mr. Elrod. I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to trespass on your yard and shit, man. I was just trying to take a shortcut with a really pretty girl, and I just really like her, man, and I thought that she liked me too, and have you ever really liked a girl and you just couldn't have her? I'm sorry, man. I'll peace out of your hair, man. Thank you for just... Hey, where'd you go, man? You're acting like really sketchy right now. I don't. What's up? I'm leaving, right? I don't.
So let's talk about a couple other characters. And these guys, Alex, you've already alluded to it, but the boyfriend and the friend, I would love to see so much less of these guys in this movie, especially the friend. Oh my God,
Dude,
it's so annoying.
Doesn't he look like Philip Seymour Hoffman?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I love Philip Seymour Hoffman. I think he was a great actor, but that's what he was reminding me. Yeah.
Yeah. Something bothers me about like these guys' skin. Like, I don't know.
What are they, chicken?
I don't know if it's the close-ups or whatever. Like they're immediately all up in your fucking face. Like when we're at the lockers with them, the close-ups of these two, and like the one is uglier than the other one, and it's like the two ugliest guys, and the fucking hair on this boyfriend of hers is like, it's like sort of long, but not really, and it's curly and wavy, and it has like there's a product in it of some kind, like, and then this fucking big fat face comes up in the middle of the two of them, and it's this fucking guy, and then you get this annoying dialogue of, yeah, oh, dude, you got your chapstick all over me. Oh, it's a little bit of me to carry along the rest of the day. Hey, wait, you're not going to the dance with me? Oh, man, my heart's broken. I really thought And, like, the guy is, like, looking like he's either annoyed or he thinks it is funny. I can't tell because he's a horrible actor. And he just wants to be with his girlfriend at the moment. Like, I don't know, man. But, the two of them, the casting in this movie, between them two, between the two podcasters, and then who's the other annoying cat? Oh, the sheriff with the weird boil on his head or whatever that is.
What about the other sheriff that disappears?
The black guy with the...
Yeah, you know what he reminds me of? I think that
Duke.
guy... No, not even... Well, okay, I can see Duke, but how about that guy, though? Remember that guy in the remake, the sequel to Town That Dreaded Sundown? Same exact guy, black guy with a cowboy hat that came in and he was in charge. Remember that guy? I think it was the same character. But then
it was the same actor.
That character should not have even been in the movie. What did he add to it?
What did he add? Nothing.
This movie could have been 10 minutes shorter at least. At least 15 when we get to the end, because I don't even get me started yet. I'm just saying.
Why dress him up like to be some like standout person if has absolutely no relevance to this entire movie?
And then vanish.
Like what is with the whole facade and the boots and the hat and casting a big black man like he's going to be like large and in charge and he has some kind of other authority to him, and it's like, for what? Yeah, like what was the point of this?
How many scenes
just to remind us
like
of the
two?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, he's in a couple. Every time something big happens, at first he's there. He's doing the pinball in the beginning with the one guy, and then later on he shows up in when there's the escape, which I do like some of the verbiage in that, because he says, they go, oh, look at there's first of all, when they show the names of the escaped people, when Zartane's there, it says Michael A. Myers, so they corrected it, went back to Audrey instead of the Michael M. that they used in part 2.
Yeah, Michael M. Myers.
Yeah, stupid. So they corrected that, but then they said, when they were talking about it, he says, yeah, Michael Myers, Halloween. He goes, come on. He goes, the babysitter murders, he said. So that's kind of cool. It's a nice little throwback to the, the original title or the work, whatever the hell it is, So that shit was cool, but he was there, and then he showed up later when Zartane was first around, I think. I think he was in like 3 or 4 scenes, but the thing is, when push came to shove, and all of a sudden cops are fucking getting killed, and these things are happening, and people are actually being murdered, and they go in this climax with fucking 100 people in it, he's nowhere to be found.
Nowhere. Like, I don't get it.
It's like that girl in Grease too. Fucking
well,
French.
About that.
Remember Frenchie from fucking Grease?
they crowbarred her into that movie for no reason.
And she was integral to the plot. She got them together because fucking it's a whole deal. But she was in a movie for like 40 minutes, and then Frenchie just fucking disappears, and it's never acknowledged.
Oh wow.
Yeah, fact. Watch it.
I had no idea. I always stop at 1.
Oh, you got to see 2. That was great.
Isn't it like Michelle Pfeiffer in that one?
Back to school again.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer. She's real hot. Yeah, dude.
Oh, God. I love that you love that movie, Dave.
It's fun.
Still checking IDs of the patients we recovered to figure out who's who. Almost all accounted for. 2 of them were checking their emails at a local library. Just found 3 of them holding hands chasing butterflies at a flea market off the 220.
Butterflies?
Still no idea what really went down. Any word from Mr. Rip Van Winkle over here?
Nurses say he's been in and out, lost a lot of blood. Somehow managed to fall on a bullet. I'm trying to get the whole story because here's my concern. Take a look at this list. Most of them, minor offenders, mental patients. One stuck out. A2201. It's Michael Myers. Babysitter murders, 1978. 40 years to this day.
Michael Myers loose with a bunch of nutbags in Haddonfield on Halloween night? We're gonna have a fucking circus on our hands. But hey, what are we gonna do? Cancel Halloween?
And then there's so whenever the crash happens and this initial escape happens, I do like the father and son who stumble upon it.
Hey, Dad, I really like dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're hunting, boy.
Do this shit. I want to dance.
I just want to dance.
What was he, the guy from Days of Confused?
I want to dance, exactly.
Yeah.
I want to dance.
Yeah.
Holy shit, his voice was more hoarse than Mr. Ed.
Oh, right. You guys pick up on that song that's playing on the radio when they're driving?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I wish I had you
I didn't notice that until like the 3rd or 4th time. Yeah.
Yeah, good shit, man. Nice. They had a bunch of nice little tributes in this. Real good stuff. You know, like the classroom thing, and then the granddaughter looks outside instead of Michael, it's Lori, and things like that. They sprinkled them in there. They didn't overkill it. Some people think they did. I personally think they did just right. I don't know about you.
Yeah, the only one for me that almost is too far is the classroom. Replication. I'm like, is this too much? I still liked it, but I thought, ooh, we're teetering on the edge of being, too much here.
Well, we did it already with H2O.
Yep.
And even that.
Yeah.
They did it there. Yeah.
Was almost taking it too far because Michael looked horrible when she looked at him through the window in that one, or the doorway, whatever that was. Remember how his mask looked in H2O? When she looked at him, he looked like one of the 7. Yeah.
Yeah, but didn't they show a student in H2O in a classroom in a similar situation, or am I wrong?
Yeah, her, the blonde girl, the Michelle Williams.
Yeah, okay, they did it there. They did it in freaking Scream. They did it in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Right.
They do it a lot.
What did you guys think of the fake Loomis voice this time? Like in H2O, everyone hated it.
Much better here. Much better.
Right.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No problems here.
How about Lori chugging airplane bottles in the car while she's like watching this whole transfer take place?
It's like when you want to get drunk, but you don't want to spend that much money and have extra booze laying around. I get it. Yeah. Well, give me the smallest amount of liquor you got.
What's the smallest thing you got?
Can you fill this thimble with Jim Beam, please? I just need a little hint. I don't want to get wasted.
When she crashes in the restaurant at dinner and she's like, "Hi, I'm the grandmother." Because that's what everybody keeps calling her, and remember everyone had a problem with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like how she says, "I'm the grandmother." So it's so funny when she just walks up to the table and picks up the dad's wine and starts chugging it. You could hear him really lightly go, "That's mine."
Oh, that was his wine. I thought it was her daughter's wine. Oh.
No.
Oh, that's why she objected. Because as I'm watching it last night, and naturally, I'm going to be sympathetic for Lori. And this scene, the first time I saw it, and she's breaking down crying, I fucking really, I admit it, I felt really bad for Lori in that scene. really took me in. I was like, poor Lori, poor girl. You know,
Yep.
it really it affected me a little bit. It's just because I'm so much, in love with the character Laurie Strode. But last night as I'm watching it, I'm thinking, I think that the mother was a little, her daughter, I should say, was a little too hard on her just for having some of her wine. But now you're telling me that it was the father's wine. That's a whole other ball of wax here. I didn't. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it was the daughter's wine, but then Lori walked in and said, "What the fuck do you think you're doing? You can't have a little bit of wine, John." I mean, Allison. Oh my God. H2O.
Oh, yeah. And, so this dance, I mean, did your high school or any other thing that you went to, college, Boy Scout reunion, anything, have a fucking Halloween dance? It's like right out of like Trick or Treat. With
a big bowl of pudding? No.
Yeah. I'm hungry. Go try the pudding. Jesus.
No one's touched this stuff. Come on. If you do it, everybody else will.
Yeah.
That's what that was, pudding?
I guess.
Oh, I thought it was like cheese dip or something. I thought it was yellow.
Or a bucket full of pumpkin cum.
Oh.
Jack-off
lantern.
Like Jason's toilet. Jack-off lantern.
Jack-off lantern.
Wait, Matt, before we get to the dance, though, I just got to talk about one little moment. So, how about, like, after the restaurant scene when Lori's daughter is telling her daughter about, like, how she grew up? What is with this, like, weird monotone delivery? She was like, I spent my entire life trying to get over the paranoia and neuroses that she projected on me. It's like, are you okay? Did you have the wine? Or was that Lori chugging? Like, that was the weirdest delivery ever. Did you guys notice that?
I didn't.
I did not.
It was
but
so
next time I
monotone.
will.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, watch it next time. It's so funny.
Damn.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so back to the party. Yeah. Oh, man, that chick he was hitting on. Whew.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was smoking.
Indeed.
Yeah, but...
But let's be fair, she was hitting on him.
She was way hotter than Allison, though. You can't blame.
Yeah, I agree.
Listen, like you could say, "Geez, I can't leave you alone for 4 fucking minutes without your dick jumping out of your pants." But it's like,
Drunk
dude,
teenager.
right?
I'm not making excuses, but I'm just saying, when you're that age and the situation presents itself that way, and it's just a kiss, it's not like he went in the back room and fucking butt slammed her or something,
If he did, I wish they would have showed it.
God, yeah, jeez.
Yeah. That would have been better than
version of this movie. Jesus.
Yeah. By the way, that girl was 22 when they filmed the movie, the blonde girl, Vicky. Yeah.
Who was 20? Oh, the blonde chick, 22. Yeah. Well, that fucking sucks. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Now he won't come as fast.
Yeah.
Are you guys? What'd you guys think of Michael killing that sawdust voice kid?
Oh, it was great. I'm so glad it happened.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad.
What happened to the father? Was the father shown later on the side of the road when the cop showed up? Or do we not know his
Not that I'd know.
No, I don't think that you saw what exactly happened to him.
So he walks off with all these fucking people walking around doing their thing, and then he can't find it. His father never answers, and he's, Dad, nothing happens. I'm not complaining. It's a little weird that we may or may not get the outcome, but the best part is what happens to the kid, because it's a callback to Annie, and it's fucking... And
I didn't even think about that.
The kid getting killed. I mean, how great is that?
Finally.
Fucking
I want to know, why did they go into such detail and decide to just break out describing Judith Myers' murder when they were sitting next to her tombstone? Like, why are you talking about the details of the knife scraping her spinal cord? Like, you're not filming this. You guys are just standing.
Yeah. You can get better audio quality if you go to a studio, you fucking morons.
Like, I wanted to wait to say this part when I was standing here. Like, why?
You know what they are? Do you ever see those asshole podcasters that get on a podcast and they want to
mirror? Yeah.
They want to spit out every fucking fact and detail just because they know the information. Do you ever see that shit? That people that just get into podcasting or just get into something for the facts just so they can show how many fucking obscure things they know? That's what these people are. They're like, oh, let's not just say that Judith Myers was killed by her brother Michael when they were kids. Let's go into fucking details and show off just how much we know about every detail of the murder to this fucking person who could give two shits less that happens to work in a graveyard.
Yeah. She didn't even know why you guys are going there. And then when you're telling this story, the face she makes, she couldn't be more, like, repulsed by you two.
Right. I think it was a slant against podcasters. I really think it was. It was like, let's cut these fuckers down to size here. These show-offs, you know?
Yeah, thank God the most astronomically impossible moment happens where they happen to pull into a garage that Michael somehow came across. The same guy, the same two podcasters that were holding a mask out to you a day ago happen to go to this one gas station that Michael happens to end up at after escaping from a bus of mental patients.
Well,
and then
on.
he gets his mask back.
Hold on. There's something to... I thought that the first time I saw it, too. But then I figured
So you think
it
this
out.
makes sense? Okay.
No. Listen. When they are in the graveyard telling the story, Michael was watching.
Right.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
he's
Michael-
standing there
Oh,
thinking, hey
shit.
guys, I kind of need that tombstone, so if you wouldn't mind taking a hike.
Yeah, do you have an abbreviated version of this murder I did 65 years ago?
I'm so over it.
Yeah, okay, Matt, just cut that part out.
No, I did the same thing, man. The first time I saw it, and we talked about it on the podcast, I think anyway, I didn't notice it the first time, and then someone pointed it out to me. I was like, oh, wow, that's really cool. For some reason, you don't see him clear as day the first shot, and then first they show you the POV, and then you're like, okay, and then you may or may not think much of it.
I guess all
But-
6 times I didn't notice.
Well, that's okay. How long did it take me to realize that Michael was outside the window in freaking Halloween 78 when Lori was in school?
Yeah, you never even saw his little head above the car.
Took 30 plus years. So, and 100 times. Don't
Okay,
feel
then I
bad.
forgive myself.
Yeah, what about Friday 3 with the gasoline? You know?
Or with the way that guy got cut in half. I mean, let's talk about that.
Oh my God. I think that's where Dave first started not liking me. He was like, okay, this guy's an asshole. Everyone was right. Oh, but the bathroom scene, was that an homage to H2O, do you think?
I thought it had to be.
Had to
the
be,
setup
right?
for it looked. Yeah, I thought it had to be. There's no way that couldn't have been.
And Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Oh, yeah, with Joe Grizzly.
Yeah,
Oh.
bitch. Exactly. Yeah.
Shit. Wow, they did 2 for 1. They did a twofer.
They did
Yeah,
do it
I
too.
wonder if that chick was taking a shit.
She didn't wipe if she was.
Yeah.
She should have said that. Talking back at me. That'd be great. How about she said, where's the loo? Where's the loo? I love that. The fucking
Yeah.
loo.
You imagine a broad taking a shit and then you see 2 pairs of feet just like facing you right in front of your stall. That's when you just pucker up your asshole, clip the shit and kiss it goodbye and just fucking run out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love the him just tossing the teeth over the door. It's like, hey, I forgot to pay for the gas. Is this covered? Something like that. It's fucking awesome, though. I mean, what a great thing. I mean, at first I was like, would Michael do this? But then, he fucking put on the sheet,
right? The sheet.
Bob's
Yeah.
glasses in the first one. So yeah.
Sure did. And then he did the thing later with the cop in the car, which, by the way,
Oh yeah.
how did he know that they were at that house? And how did he know whose house that was? Did I miss something there?
I think it was only because it was the closest place. I think
It was
Dr.
happenstance?
State was trying to get him out there.
Oh.
And then
And Allison
wrecked,
ran into
whatever.
the woods, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
But why leave a cop car there to do that to them if you didn't have any plans to? Well, I guess he would kill anybody. Okay.
Wait, now that you say that, I used to think that the reason he knew to go there was because Allison ran into the woods, and I thought that those woods were the same ones that were behind Lori when she was shooting the mannequins.
think they
So,
are.
well, okay.
Yeah.
How come she goes running in there, Michael just looks over, yet he's over there already murdering how many people, and then Allison shows up how much later?
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense if she's the one that led him there.
Then maybe not.
She took the long way around, I guess. Fuck.
She took the scenic route. She's like, well, it's nice Halloween night.
Yeah, she ran into Pamela Voorhees and had to dodge her for about 15 minutes. So.
Right.
Yeah.
The only thing that bothers me about, like, because I love the mask and everything, and I love, like, the guy who plays Michael, James Jude Courtney, but when they said Nick Castle was going to be Michael for a few scenes, I always, like, wished or hoped that when Michael first puts the mask on in their trunk, that that was Nick Castle. I figured that he should be the one to put it on for the first time in the movie.
That's what I assumed.
I agree.
Well, yeah, of course, right? He's just standing there. Why couldn't he have done it, right?
I don't know why they needed a second Michael. Why couldn't they just have Nick Castle do it? I don't see why. I don't know.
Yeah, just stunts is all the other guy should have done.
Right.
But just all the walking and shit, oh yeah, it should have been Nick Castle.
Yes.
But apparently the only part he was, especially the walking, we want the same walk as the fucking first movie, right?
It's all about the walk, yeah.
Yeah. The only time you see Nick Castle is when she shoots the mirror. Yep. Supposedly he was the one in the reflection.
That's it, that fucking shot. Yep.
Huh. That pisses me off.
It pisses me off, too.
I always thought it was when he puts the mask on. That makes so much sense. Jesus.
Me too, dude.
Huh.
Nope.
Interesting.
I don't get it, because I remember leading up to this movie, news kept breaking, Carpenter was going to be involved, this was happening, this person's being cast, and I remember them announcing that, Nick Castle's returning as the Shape, and they were showing him on a video, and he was riding like an exercise bike or walking on a treadmill.
Right.
He was doing something. Okay, this guy's getting into shape, he's going to be walking around and everything else, and then he did all that fucking workout for what? To be in a mirror? I could have done that.
To be in a mirror, right.
You could have been 50 pounds overweight. You wouldn't even known the difference.
Michael J. could have done it. He could have sat in a high chair and done it.
They had to make a fat mask for him. Put on some weight. Yeah.
Yeah, like Nick Castle's taking pictures of him drinking the Dr. Pepper again with the mask on the top of his head, just like last time. Like, here I am thinking he's way involved. He was looking at himself in the mirror. Jerking off.
Yeah. What a disappointment. Again, the Michael that did it was great. I'm not going to say he wasn't.
Right.
He was one of the better Michaels we've seen probably since the original. I don't know. He's one of the better ones, sure. But I mean, why would you not have Nick Castle?
He was the best one since Tyler Mane. The last one.
He's kind of like the Derek Mears of this series. Like what Derek Mears is to Jason, that's kind of what this new Michael was, the Michael character way. Did pretty good.
Yeah,
well,
I like him. Yeah.
Matt, what do you think of the big scene of Michael walking through the streets of Haddonfield on Halloween night?
So, yes, of course, I fucking love that scene. And I'm saddened to say that the first time I went and saw this, that happened to be the exact moment I went to the bathroom.
What?
I remember texting, I think, Jason Lloyd. I'm like, dude, that scene was not in the movie. I can't believe they fucking cut it out. He's like, dude, it's totally in the movie. What are you talking about? I'm like, oh, shit. So I'm really glad I saw it the next night because, boy, howdy. I mean, it's definitely my favorite part of the movie. I could watch it on a loop, I think. From when he starts in the garage and gets that hammer from Alex's garage, and
can you believe how close that looks to the ghost of Michael Myers, dude?
See, they're paying homage all the way around. They got H2O, they got Halloween 2, Ghost of Michael Myers,
Halloween 3. It's amazing. So first he bumps into the boombox boy, just like he did in Halloween 2.
Yeah.
Yep,
that was cool. Then he goes down the driveway, and he goes to basically the Elrod house. But this time he kills Mrs. Elrod instead of just grabbing a knife from her kitchen, right?
Yeah.
And that was weird. It was like off screen, but it was so brutal the way the chair just falls over. Like literally, if you just like watch behind the scenes, like it's just some lady standing there going, ah! And then a guy just like pushes a chair over, and that's your scene. It's like, wow, that was crazy. That was great. Michael killed her. You know? And then he just like keeps walking, goes back outside, watches people get in their car, and then he like turns and looks at some lady who's like hearing about something on the phone. He goes around her house and then walks in the back and fucking grabs her head and bashes it against like this wooden thing that she was leaning on, and then rams a knife through the back of her throat and neck.
Amazing. I love how there's so many people in the street, and he's just like, well, first of all, his movements and his walk and everything is spectacular in this moment, and then he's like, you can like almost see him evaluating targets or something like that. It's really cool, but the one thing that threw me off of the scene is just all of the jack-o'-lanterns on the porch. It really took me out. Like, it is not believable at all.
Who does that?
Matt just doesn't want to like this movie.
Fucking jack-o'-lanterns. Unbelievable.
Who would carve 14 jack-o'-lanterns?
Oh, it's the way of. I tell you what, more and more people are doing that these days. It's like a fad. People once upon a time they used to have one or two. Now, believe me, I see it. I'm out all day in the public, walking house to house a lot of times, and I see people with a whole bunch of jack-o'-lanterns on there. So that's what people do. It is what it is. I will say this though. As great as that scene is, and I love it, and it feels the most Halloween of anything in this movie, and I love it, but there's one thing that bothers me, and it would have made the movie so much better in my eyes, and it proves that Loomis is wrong. So that's one reason I don't like it.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say?
That he doesn't stab that baby in the crib.
You're right. He's not pure evil. If he would have stabbed the baby in the crib, this movie would get a fucking 10 out of 10 for me. Right off the bat.
If he was like, shut the fuck up, when he like stabbed him, that would have been so cool.
There's one line.
Yeah, he finally speaks.
If he stabbed it, if he would have pulled the knife out and just, you could do it. What's the worst that could happen? The knife comes down, you don't have to see it. The baby cries, and then you hear like a watermelon noise. Right.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Silent, and he walks out with a fucking blood dripping from the knife.
You hear,
I feel like that would turn, I mean, not us off, but like casual, just moviegoers. I feel like that would turn some people off.
Yeah, but what are they going to do? It's Blumhouse. Why? It's fucking Halloween. That's a chance I would have taken. Why put the baby there? Why fucking...
why have that element there?
That at all. Yeah. To show his humanity, it's like you're already trying to overwhelmingly prove that he's not human. So why do this?
He's not human.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that part of him died years ago.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, why? What a shame. Then just don't show the baby if they're not good. I'm not saying I want to see a movie where a guy kills 100 babies or something, but...
Can you imagine how
worship movie for you, Dave? It's awesome.
Yeah, instead of the babysitter murders, is the baby murders.
Wow, I don't want to watch a movie where a guy kills 100 babies. Why wouldn't you? I mean, come on.
Okay, there's 12, 13. Let me cut both their throats at once, get through this faster.
And something else great about that scene, that walkthrough when he does this, that is the only part of this movie where there's any stalking type thing going on and people are actually alone, and there's a second of suspense or scare before they get killed. That is the problem, and I realized this watching it this time. Last night I'm watching, I said, in this movie, everybody is a group of people. There is no more final girl type scenario or stalking scenario.
Ooh, and you didn't like that about Friday 4.
I don't like, well, that's when it started.
That was the first time you realized, you know what?
Right.
It's not the same anymore.
It's not the same. In Halloween 4, when they had like fucking 6 people in that one house, walking room to room, killing people, there's nowhere near as scary as any of the early snipers from the 80s when it's stalk and slash and POV.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because it's ironic you're saying this, because that scene of us over the shoulder of Michael through the streets and everything, that's the one scene where there is absolutely no suspense. I mean, we know everything that's going to happen. It's basically just like a joyride. Like, well, we know he's going to kill her. We know he's going to do this. You know he's going to do that. Like, none of it is suspenseful. But I know what you're saying. Like, they're alone and they're vulnerable.
Correct.
But
it's something.
Right. So I think you're kind of... Yeah, go ahead.
What about
Everything
the bad
else-
skin kid, in the yard with the lights and stuff? I mean, isn't that stalking?
To a degree, but I mean, the girl just left them a second ago. Matter of fact, she can still hear him yelling.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. To a degree, yes. That is the closest we come, and it is something. And I do like it. But everything else, there's two people together. There's the two podcasters. There's the two people in the garage. There's the fucking bunch of people later on. It's always two or more people. You don't see, even with the babysitter and the little boy and her boyfriend, it's always a bunch of people. Think about Halloween 1. Think about the whole sequence with fucking Annie and the way he plays with her all that time.
Right.
And what goes on
Even
Linda.
in this movie, you got the nasty-ass toenails and you got the boyfriend and the girl all in the house together.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
when
problem
he's killing
with
in
modern
there.
I'm telling you, that's the element of slashers that was so great about it are these chase scenes and these stalk and fucking slash kills. It's so easy to do it, but why instead of having a cast of 12 people, they have a cast of 24, and I just think it's unnecessary. Why couldn't they have done it like part 1? I don't know.
See, even in Halloween 2, there's a bunch of people in the hospital, but they at least all separate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You never feel the group effort thing going on there.
I just realized yesterday, I go, this is what it's like, and especially the climax, where instead of fucking, and I hate to jump ahead, but I'll just say this, instead of Michael being the predator, he's the fucking prey, and instead of one final girl, there's fucking 3. There's nothing suspenseful about that, to me.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it's just...
You're right, this movie sucks, man. 1 out of 5.
All right, well, that's been Banana Laser. See ya. But I can't, for some reason, while you're saying that, Dave, and it's completely unrelated, but I'm like, man, what if Michael Myers grabbed a gun, one of the pistols from one of those guards, and was just walking around just shooting people, and that for some reason that image of him doing that is so ridiculous. I don't know. It's like whoever taught him how to drive also taught him how to shoot or something like that. I don't know, but maybe that would have been the ultimate standoff: is 2 shotguns, Laurie Strode, Michael Myers,
and they both do 12 paces and turn.
Fucking OK Corral shootout and shit.
Yeah,
it could work.
Wow. Yeah, it was just crazy. Like the logistics or the logic that go on during this school dance, like we talked about. Like, not only is he he can't be alone for 4 minutes, but he's dancing with Allison. And then her phone rings, and she just answers it in the middle of dancing with a guy at a school dance. And then she leaves to go answer the phone. And this fat loser that's dressed like the devil, later on he says, all these girls were rubbing up on me and doing this, that, the other thing. And not from anything we saw, because in that dance, he's completely alone dancing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she says they were feeding him guacamole in exotic ways.
Right.
What the fuck is this?
We missed that part. They didn't shoot that part, I guess. No, there's no excuse of why you're such a dumbass. It is the weirdest thing. And then at that same time, this guy Dave, the pothead, he shows up. And I just want to fucking kill this guy for everything that goes on here. But he shows up, and he's riding this fake horse, and he says its name is Taint, or Tate.
And now I want to see your taint, Vicky.
Yeah. I ride a taint every day. I get it.
And you guys know that Tate is, remember her name was Carrie Tate in H2O?
Oh. Yeah. Huh,
what a weird reference, right? Mm-hmm. Tate? That's what you name a horse? That's like me naming my dog Bob. It just doesn't go. You don't name a horse Tate. Like, where do you come up with that?
Here's my dog. His name is Totally. Yeah.
And, like, why would Michael Myers be in this fucking kid's closet? Like, what is he, Crazy Ralph? Like, how long was he willing to stay there until...
For one second, because it did not me at the theater when I saw it. The delivery of that Vicky's lines, when she was talking, and she goes, "Oh, you have to get out of here." I knew she was punking the kid the whole time. I didn't bite for a second.
Nah?
Nope.
Sir,
fine. It was too obvious.
Right. Like, why is he in that closet? And then the kid comes running down and says, "Vicky, someone's in my closet. He was doing that." You know, all that stuff. And it's like, wait, so you and Michael looked at each other and he just, like, did what?
What are you going to fucking wait in there? Yeah.
Yeah. Michael's like, well, he's not old enough. I'll wait till somebody older comes up here.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? What is happening here? Yeah. And then you got this fucking asshole who gets on this dad's motorcycle and fucking knocks it over and just says, well,
that dude is dope, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You want to fucking kill him, especially if you ride like I do. I would fucking murder this guy.
You know, and he's like, "Hey, baby, come here, hop up on this motorcycle. It's called Silver Shamrock." You know?
Yeah. How disappointing do you think it was that how abruptly this whole moment ended? Like, this girl sees him in the closet, like it really happened, and then you think it's gonna be some great chase scene, like she's at least like a second final girl or whatever, like. Even though there's 5 other ones. But, like, you think there's going to be some great, nice climactic chase, something cool. And the second she leaves the bedroom, she slips on her own socks, and that's the fucking end of this? That's what they wrote
a banana peel, at least.
Yeah, at least have a banana laser peel.
Yeah, why not? Halloween night, the kid goes over with some bananas. You know?
Right. Like, oh, that was just a joke for later. I didn't think you were going to be running away from a murderer. Like, at least, like, who wrote down on paper, Michael comes out of closet, he's really there. Girl runs out of bedroom, slips on her socks. Michael just grabs her by the leg and starts stabbing her. Like, that's what you wrote? We've been waiting how many years for a fucking great oh, this is the sequel. We're wiping out all the rest. It's gonna fucking blow you away. Wait till you see this. Slips on her socks and Michael grabs her. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, the waiting in the closet was that reveal was like, oh, he's in the closet. But yeah, if you think about it more than 2 seconds, it's like, why? I don't why are you even there? Like, just go downstairs and kill everyone. I don't get it.
Right, what is he doing there? He had and it doesn't even make any sense. We always talk about, like, would Michael do this? Would Michael do that? In part 4, would he walk on a fucking roof? No. So, would part 1 Michael do that? No, hell no, he wouldn't. So it's like, well, we're in a movie. We just got done seeing him just prance through the neighborhood, walk into houses, kill these fucking people, walk up behind her, stab her in the throat. But in this house, he's not just going to walk up to the blonde and the boyfriend and fucking kill him. No, he's going to go up the stairs, hide in this kid's bedroom, and hide in the closet, hoping that hopefully somebody goes in there at some point in the next, 20 minutes.
Oh, you know what, though? I think I can have an excuse for that. If you think about... Oh,
my God.
Hold on. Think about Halloween 78 and Bob. He was hiding in the closet there.
What?
Waiting. Linda, you asshole.
Yeah, but at least he knew that they were... He
didn't know shit. They were in the other room fucking, and he was probably in the hallway waiting for someone to come out the room eventually and open that closet door. Same thing.
Well, opening the door was tough, right. But going up 3 flights of stairs and hoping that the one bedroom he picks is the one that someone's going to go in at some point, like, that is less of a chance than somebody coming to the kitchen to eat after having sex.
I hear you. I'm just trying to,
No, you're right, though, I guess.
Yeah.
A little bit.
He's like, I'm not going to kill this kid because he's just too fucking funny.
Yeah.
Deserve to live, funny man. Yeah.
Yeah, him and Philip Seymour Hoffman Jr., the two of them are fucking riot. Which, by the way, isn't that scene just like in Boogie Nights when Philip Seymour Hoffman's character wants to kiss fucking Dirk Diggler? Isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's the same thing in this movie with him trying to kiss that girl. Could I just kiss you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what he should have said to himself. Mr. Elrod, I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice the pumpkin in the fish tank? The jack-o'-lantern?
Yeah.
For the first time I did. Yes. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say, I do like how Philip Seymour Jr. gets his comeuppance, though, because he has fucking. Maybe you guys have fucking done this, but he has no loyalty to his fucking best friend whatsoever. You have a fucking argument, and he's like just fucking going in, like not even talking to her or anything, just like, yeah, I'm gonna plant one on you because I think it's time. I'm in love with you. Like,
and
Jesus
he goes,
Christ, dude.
Oh, but you're not with Cameron anymore. She's like, that doesn't matter. What the fuck are you doing? And it's like, she's like, that doesn't mean I want you. And the thing that really baffles me about this whole scene, like, he had to help her climb over that fence and stuff, and he climbed over and everything, and that's when he thought he was having his moment. Then they keep walking, and then they get to this thing where she, like, pushes him. He falls down just because she turns around, and he cowers like a worm. And he starts with this horrible, like, ad-libbing. Oh, they were rubbing up on me. Like, does he think, like, all his friends are going to think this is fucking funny? Like, because it's not. And it's another example of the terrible writing between scenes. Like, if you're making a fucking Halloween that's this big and you're promoting it, and Laurie's coming back and all this shit, man. Like, how the fuck is the writing so bad in between major scenes? And this is one example, and it's like, how the fuck did Michael end up in that yard too? Are you telling me he scaled the wall after you two guys did? He had to have. There's no other way in there. That's what they had to climb up 2 fences to get in and out. So Michael did that.
He scoped it out first. He's like, oh man, motion sensor lights, this is going to be hella scary. Fuck yeah.
Right.
I never thought about that, but I guess you're right.
Yeah, I didn't think about that either. It's
wow.
Like, yeah.
I want to be
how did they get there? Yeah. He has levitation abilities now. Just adding all kinds of weird stuff to the canon.
He learned it from Dr. Satan.
Rifle. He floats. Yeah, all kinds of shit.
I wanted to ask you guys this. When you were talking about the pumpkin in the aquarium and the dead girl, well, we don't know it's her yet, but there's
the sheet.
Under the sheet. Would you guys have preferred if when the cop pulled it back, that would have been Michael and he would have pulled a Sackhead Jason moment there? Or do you think that would have been too much?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
I mean, I was thinking that it was going to be him.
Right. And then it's we already know is dead.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I mean, I definitely prefer that. Yeah, more so. I can see him waiting like that, but yeah, the closet thing is a little. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, and he could have like killed that cowboy sheriff or whatever the fuck in that moment or something to give that guy something. Unless they're saving him for the sequel or whatever.
I hope they are.
Yeah.
Maybe he bust him out. He was the guy that fucking let him out. Maybe he was.
Yeah, he's the man in black.
Maybe
he kicked the dog and he let him out.
He's Thorn. Yeah.
God. I wouldn't put it past them to put some Thorn callbacks into the next sequels. I mean, they're already bringing back Tommy Doyle and
everybody.
I think some other people, right? So
Lindsay.
And
they're bringing back the actual girl.
Yeah.
Who played Lindsay? Because she's like a famous housewife now.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
She was willing.
Remember, Matt? You told me about it when we did the original show.
I don't know, man. I smoke a lot of weed. I don't know.
She's a real.
I don't remember how we started this review.
Yeah.
I'm bringing back Brackett too, or am I wrong?
Yeah, I heard that too.
And I think Lonnie, because Lonnie is name dropped in this one, but
he's the father of her boyfriend of.
Oh, that's right.
Allison's boyfriend's father.
Get your fucking ass away from there.
Hey, speaking, the boyfriend just disappears, right?
Oh yeah, he survives.
I did not think about that until just now.
And a lot of people appreciate that because he's the one you expect to get killed, so it's good that they didn't.
You're right, because he did a dickhead move. You would expect to get comeuppance. You're right.
Mm-hmm. And those phones are expensive. I can't believe he fucking did that. Jesus. Come on.
Yeah. He's like, do you want to answer it or should I?
Well, how many times have you wanted to do that when you were with somebody, though? Have you never wanted to do that? Do you know any, maybe your wife or your girlfriend or something, your mother?
My wife is on the phone 70% of our lives.
Okay. Isn't there a time you wish you could just grab her fucking phone?
I wish I had a bowl full of pudding.
Or whatever the fuck.
I
Why
wish
are you making so much Jello? Or what?
Yeah, why do you keep? Oh, I'm just waiting for the day I'm tired of you being on the phone so much. Like, I wish that when he goes, when he was trying to be a badass, he's like, "You want me to?" No, he's like, "Are you gonna get that, or do you want me to?" I wish he went, "You get it." Right. And he's like, "Oh, I didn't think you were really." It was kind of rhetorical, but okay. And he goes and reaches in, he has like fucking clean it off. He was like, "Hello,
Mr. Strode."
Sorry, these are dumb things I think.
Grandmother.
Yeah, grandmother? Is that you?
I agree, though, about grandmother. I think it's a good thing to call her because, and I said this when we did it on Exploding Heads, but when you call somebody your grandmother from afar when you're not close with them.
Right,
like the term grandma is a term of endearment. So if they're like estranged from you, you know what I mean? Grandmother would seem the appropriate term.
Well, just like in Twilight Zone when they call that guy grandfather. Remember with the masks episode?
Right, and they were estranged from him. He was the rich guy that you're correct.
Yep. And then
made sense to me.
And plus, Laurie's kid was taken away when she was 12. So if Laurie didn't even have her own kid, what makes you think she has a good relationship with that person's kid? So of course there's a distance, but it's juxtaposed with her having some kind of relationship with Laurie, like some kind of secret relationship. So that really doesn't make sense. Like, if you're trying to create a distance and call her grandmother, then why does she have secret meetings where she gets $3,000 for doing nothing and having conversations where, did mom invite you to the dinner? No, she didn't. Okay, listen, we're having dinner. It's to celebrate my thing. I really wish you'd come. You know, you have to pick one or the other. You're going to call her grandmother and have a distance, or are you going to have a secret relationship? Right?
Yeah, true. I hear you. Maybe she's working her way up to it. Maybe
I'm working my way back to you.
You can now call me Grandma.
Yeah, 3,000.
Yeah.
Actually,
We've
when
upgraded.
she gives up Michael Myers, then she will call her grandma. Maybe in the next movie, in the first 5 minutes, she's like, "You finally got that monkey off your back, grandma," or some shit like that.
Yeah, and then in the third movie, she's mom.
Mima.
Or Mima.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mima.
You got any hard candy? Oh. Yeah.
Do you have any body meat sandwiches?
Oh, God.
Yeah, fuck
Can we talk about that?
Those, I mean, it just... Oh, God. It just
since
felt
Scream.
so forced. It's like,
cringeworthy,
you need
man.
a Pulp Fiction moment. It's like, oh, I'm fucking Quentin Tarantino. I write all this fucking witty dialogue and put it in this horror movie. That's exactly what it felt like to me.
It was... I was embarrassed for the movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was like, I hope that's not in the Blu-ray version.
I've already done a fan edit. I've cut out the boyfriend, the friend, the cops.
The toenails.
Yeah.
All this forced horse shit is gone.
Yeah, the movie's an hour long now. I fixed Laurie's hair. You know, I did all that.
So wait, now we're at the part, if we like skip over what we already talked about, now we're at the part where like, you know, Sartain drags him in the back of the cop car. So there's a weird moment where she's like telling the guy, I know what he said a word, I'll tell you what it is if you stop and let me out of this fucking car, blah, blah. So
was it?
As she's, what was the word?
Sister. Judith.
It's like, I don't know, but once he says it, everyone's going to scream in my Pee-wee Playhouse.
Right.
But she's saying this, get me out of the car. And then another fucking weird edit. She turns around and like, well, first the what's it called? The shot or whatever. All you see is like Michael's, the framing. All you see is Michael's like hand move or something on the car seat with her, right next to her. And then all of a sudden, she turns to her left, and Michael's just staring at her with a mask on.
Yeah.
And it's like, how the fuck do you not notice a 6-foot-tall guy get up and put a mask on before he does all that and look at you? And he's laying on you, I think.
Oh, she was still thinking about the dance and all that bullshit. And gosh, what a night, huh, guys?
Oh, my God.
I got freaked out whenever Dr. Satan asked if it was the sister's name. My heart dropped because I'm like, holy shit, I didn't even think about Judith. I was like, they're going to make her the sister again. I could not fucking believe it. Yeah, for a second, I was like, holy shit, they're fucking retconning the retcon.
Could you imagine?
Oof, that would have been terrible. I'm so glad they didn't fucking do that.
No shit.
Yeah.
Do you guys think the head stomping scene was an homage to Halloween 2?
Yes.
That's all I could think about, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was
of course.
great.
Yeah, it was awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird because it's great the way the head kind of just like popped like it was a giant watermelon or something.
Grape, yeah.
Or a grape. But I will say the Halloween 2 one was way more brutal and visceral and just like badass the way he keeps doing it, and then the guy's face looked like ground beef by the end of it.
Mashed potatoes with red gravy, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry.
It's great, and that's something else about this movie. You have an equal amount of old school Halloween kills, stuff that would have flew in Halloween 78, a choke, a snap of a neck, picking somebody up, and then you have your share of good gory kills. They mixed it up just right. I'll give it props for that. I think there was a good balance.
Yeah, he definitely fucked that gas station guy's jaw up big time. Oh. I mean, you don't see him do it, I don't believe, but yeah, when you see his body there, it's like, holy fuck.
Oh, how about when you see him beating the other guy in the background in the garage? Did you pick up on that?
Yeah.
Going to town?
I love that. Yeah.
Or how about when the blood's dripping off the podcaster's head after he got slammed around in the bathroom? But listen, Elliot, you could talk about any of these garage kills, but nothing will ever top the Halloween 4 S&M bondage hanging that the one mechanic got. Does that not look like he was about to like fuck somebody or something when he was hanging like that with that gag in his mouth? I was like, what are we watching here? Nightmare 2?
It was like D. Snyder Strangeland when those guys were hanging from the fucking
hooks. Yeah.
Right.
The hooks.
Or that movie The Cell where the guy just hangs himself and jerks off over the dead bodies.
Yeah, Loomis shows up and he's like, this is my kind of party. He starts taking his trench coat off. Let's get down.
And he has a leather vest on underneath.
They go to that bar from fucking
Nightmare 2.
Nightmare 2, yeah. Bob Shea is there with that.
Yeah, and he like slides him a glass to pour his beer in.
All right, pick your poison. I like a revolver. They never jam. This is accuracy and stopping power. This is tactical. He waited for this night. He's waited for me. I've waited for him.
How about Laurie building the fucking Myers house like a model house, just like the girl from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Huh.
Yeah, too much time on her hands, I guess. When she's not shooting fun, she needs another hobby. She's into that shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
It is weird.
That was an interesting detail. I didn't quite understand that, but yeah, because they show it. Don't they show it in the flashback, and then it's there again, and she's looking at it like it's going to have some kind of importance or something, and really doesn't. Or
yeah, it was just a weird choice. I don't get what that was going for, unless it's just trying to homage another horror franchise. I have no idea.
I just think they like showing that house burning at the end on top of it, like this artistic shot.
Yeah. That was cool.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I got out of it. Just a reason to throw something in there. Oh, let's show the little house burning too, because the big house is burning, and this is representative of everything that she's been obsessed with. I don't know.
I just can't wait till the next movie where Karen finds out her husband was killed. Because she doesn't seem to understand that or have any idea this happened.
yeah.
Right? I mean,
Yeah, she doesn't even give a shit. There was no grieving, nothing. Just
I don't think she knows.
Yeah, she probably doesn't even because he fucking.
No, because
isn't
the
he
mother
guy?
saw.
He
Lori
bashed
Yeah,
his
I
face?
don't think Lori told her.
You don't think she told her? You think when they all
No.
got out and they fucking climbed in the ambulance, the conversation
yeah.
never came out? Where's my fucking husband?
Oh, there, yeah.
Yeah, you would think.
Oh, no, I'm talking about where we are in the movie. She definitely didn't say anything because I think she wants her head to be clear and ready to fight Michael. Now that's the most fascinating thing of this movie. So Lori sits there and she says, if your mom hates me because of how I raised her, but it means that she could take care of herself and she's prepared, then I can live with that, right? So as soon as Michael shows up and Lori has her first real confrontation with him, besides shooting him from like 1,000 yards into a mirror, and she actually has something where she has prepared for 40 years for this moment. She leans against a glass door with a wooden and glass door with the glass windows. Michael punches through, fucking grabs her head with both arms and starts pulling it into the door, slamming her fucking face into the door. And at that moment, all I could think of is her going, "At least you're prepared and you'll know what to do if this happens. Listen, I'll figure this." And it's like, Mom, I thought you knew what to fucking do. Give me a second here. Hold on. Like, what the fuck is going on? I thought you were ready for this. You look like you have no idea what you're doing.
All that training, yeah. Why lean up against the fucking door? Like, you already have a plan.
The only thing I'll give her that's passable is that she must have thought that, you remember when she opened the door to the podcasters earlier and there was like another thing with bars in front of them?
Oh,
She must have thought that was there and didn't know Michael ripped it open or something.
Yeah.
Like, why else would you do that, right? It's like it's like putting your head right to a window and then Jason busts through and pulls you out of the house. That's basically what she did.
I'm just mad that scene got spoiled for me. I saw a picture of it and I was waiting for it to happen. I was like, that sucks.
Sorry,
that was me. Scene.
I think that was in the trailer even. Yep.
That was my Miss Piggy meme. Sorry.
Piggy.
God.
Oh, that scene is actually funny because did you notice when he does grab her, when you see her, it looks like it's a dummy. He's just fucking.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah,
ridiculous. It's like a mannequin. He picks her up and he's fucking bashing her against the door, and we're seeing it as the viewer from her back end. Oh, it's
from far away, looking at the door from inside. It's hilarious, and her
like,
hair is flopping around.
It's the ending to Nightmare 1 when he pulls the mom through that little window. Zip.
Oh, it's so funny.
Well, is this showdown satisfying to you guys? Was this like worth the wait of the 40 years or whatever you want to say? Is this better than H2O? There's elements of it I really,
It's my least favorite part of the whole movie.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, walking through the house with a gun, looking in.
Oh, that is the worst.
It is almost as bad as fucking Michael in Rob Zombie's Halloween, touching the fucking holes in the wall.
Oh God!
Wow.
Yeah, you're right. Wow.
What an amazing comparison! They are both
Climax,
mind-numbingly boring.
Yes, and it bothered me so bad last night that I said I have no interest in fucking until I see the flames. I checked out for the last 15 minutes of the movie. I don't care about him being the prey. That does nothing for me. Her hunting him, and then on top of it, I mean, she's hunting him. How is that a fucking slasher movie? I don't like it. And then having 3 girls as final girls, there's just nothing scary about it. They dropped the ball there. I hate to say it because there's a lot about this movie I like, but that climax, I fell right out of it, man.
I like the mannequin room part, but that was
that was all right.
Yeah, that's the only part of it I like. I get what I guess they're trying to go for is like, here's 3 generations of women and they've all been tortured by this one guy. Now I guess
all their lives were ruined because of one guy in a way.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I don't know.
Oh, lame ass showdown, man.
Yeah.
And she has this like Home Alone house going on, you know, and it's like, well, what did we really get out of that? She went under the floor and just shot up like he's the fucking Terminator in an elevator, and you're just shooting up at the ceiling trying to get him, and of course you never do. And then he just stalks around and then just realizes that thing turns and then starts, you know, I guess the suspense is that, oh, he knows the island moves, so now we're, you know, shit's gonna go down. But yeah, the whole thing, it just doesn't play. And the only thing that works in this whole moment, I guess, is when Michael throws Laurie out the window and she lands on the grass like he did in part 1. Right. And then when Allison randomly comes home an hour later, Michael like hears and looks behind him. Then when he looks back, she's gone, and John Carpenter hit the music cue there and stuff like that. That was cool. But man, as far as showdown, it just felt like I've seen this before. Like, it's not fresh and original, and it's not what I've been dying for or waiting for. And I can't believe that, again, I keep saying it, this is this big comeback, and we're wiping out everything, and now we're giving you the real shit, and that's it? Mm-hmm. Like, come on, man. Have you seen a good movie before? Can't you, like, take a few elements from other things and put it all into one big blender and make it amazing in this movie? Instead, it just felt like, I don't know, like uncreative, bare bones imagination.
I just don't like the warrior Laurie, you know, and this is an extension of that, ultimately.
It worked in H2O, though, right? How come?
Because she had to make the transition there. Here, she was
right.
She was
Always
a badass from the beginning.
Right.
There, yeah, she had to, like, fucking pull up her britches and then finally say, okay, I'm going to end this.
She's like, Michael!
Yeah.
After she breaks the thing, yeah.
Right. There was a transition there. Here, she was obviously set up to fucking destroy him or whatever. So, yeah. Well, are they going to do a Halloween 5 in the next one and just show him crawling out from some hole in the basement or something? Like, how are they going to do this?
I thought he hid in the gun rack. It's a gun rack.
Delaware. We're in Delaware.
Delaware. Yeah. I thought he was going to, like, because remember she, like, did something where that opened up? Mm-hmm. So I figured he went in there and closed it somehow.
Every time I watch that scene, I'm looking around all the corners. Right. I'm like, is there a door? Is there anything?
Right.
So
I'm pissed off about it, and I'll tell you that my biggest complaint is this. She spent 40 years, okay? There is no fucking way she is going to leave that house until she sees that body burnt to a crisp. There's no fucking way, especially based on the injuries she had. It is not something that she can wait. She would... Think about this. She's been obsessed about this for fucking 40 years. She spent all of her money. She did this, that, the other. If that were you...
She burned her house down.
Matter of fact, right, I wouldn't even burn them. I would have done something where I need to see the body. When he gets down there and he's trapped, why didn't she just have just shoot him in the head with her shotgun?
Start shooting him, yeah, exactly.
Right. Imprison him in the cells so he can't get out, and then start blasting him or gas him. Anything but fucking that. And if you are going to burn, make sure you have enough time to sit there and see the burned body burned to a crisp. There's no way someone that's been through that and that spent all that time would even consider leaving under any circumstance. It just doesn't make any sense. It's a piss poor thing to do, I think. I'm sorry.
No, I agree. Yeah, because, I mean, even I saw it opening night, and even then I'm like, well, he's gonna get out or something, and how are they going to explain this? And yeah, you're right. Why would she leave? Yeah, that makes no. She should camp outside, smoke a pack of cigarettes or something, and just wait until it fucking burns down to fucking the foundation, and then go and look at his fucking body. Like, so, yeah, I guess they drive off. They're in some pickup or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those drive-off shots at the end of a movie where everyone's have that, distressed look.
Yeah.
But I love the final shot because of what I believe it represents with
When he's breathing?
With the knife. No, with the close-up of the girl, the youngest girl, mind you, holding the knife. Because to me, what that shows is in Halloween 78, she kept throwing that knife away and making the mistake of throwing it away. In this movie, that girl at the very end becomes the hero and does this thing at the very end to finally put the nail in the coffin with him. And then she still hangs onto that knife and never lets it go. It's the opposite of what Laurie did in part 1. So I think that it's clever. I don't know if that was the intent, but that's what I got out of it. I think it's great.
That's pretty smart.
You know what dumb people got out of it? They got that she was going to be the next Jamie Lloyd after Halloween 4.
How stupid.
Yep.
Oh, like Tommy Jarvis or something?
Yeah.
Right. Doom, 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 doom.
Yeah. Doom, 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 doom.
That's ridiculous. She's the killer. She's gonna get the fuck. No, nobody really thought that, right?
I think people actually did. Yeah.
Oh no, they did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Based on what? Why would she?
Halloween 4.
She has a taste for blood now, or something. Fuck.
They're not
Halloween
even
4, Friday 5 or 4. Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows?
Why does Laurie still care this much when she's not related? I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know where they can take this from here. I guess they got to focus more on just the townspeople and them dealing with this, I guess.
I don't know.
I have no clue.
You got to kill off one of these three because, like, are they all just going to run around all three movies, all killing Michael together? Like,
I think you get Jamie Lee Curtis out of there. I think.
I wonder if she signed on for all three of them. That's what we got to find out. But no, we shouldn't find out because we want to be surprised if she does survive the next one.
I don't want to see her leave because then look at the actors, that we're kind of left with, and it's like, well, that does deflate the movie quite a bit, but
oh yeah,
but at the same time, it's like, yeah, some of these people should go. It's like the Scream franchise. It's like, why aren't you killing any of these people? Just kill Sidney. Fuck it. Like, Jesus. Kill Officer Doofy or whatever. God damn.
Yeah. There are girls, like final girls, that we just completely fall in love with, and they just have something about them that is so charming or whatever it is, or they're just so hot that we can't resist them or whatever. This girl has none of that. She doesn't even, like, excite me accidentally.
Right.
And, I don't even know if I'd watch a movie with her as the lead.
That's
like, I don't
exactly. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think I'd really watch it.
Well, man, maybe that's why they're stacking it with so many new characters that have already been in the lore of the Halloween franchise. Right. Because they know that
if you had the smallest role in Halloween 1, now you're like a major character. What's the one we did? Lonnie Lamb.
Yeah.
Is gonna be like the second. Wait, whose
Mrs.
dad is he now?
Blankenship's gonna show up.
Right.
Yeah, what's his name? The character from The Fog that ended up dead. I'd rather go out with Ben Tramer. Ben Tramer's
gonna be Dick Baxter. Dick Baxter's going to be in it.
Yes, I didn't mean to say Ben Tramer. Yeah, Dick Baxter was a character's name in The Fog, and there you go. And I go, so that's what became of him, because I just said that because we just reviewed it on Exploding Heads, and I was like, oh, look at that, because it was a follow up to Halloween. I'm like, oh yeah, Dick Baxter, that's funny. So there you go. Maybe he'll even come back for this movie. Anybody, anyone think?
Anybody from a Carpenter movie, you're welcome to be in this cast.
Tom Atkins, get him in there.
Did you ever see my meme of where it says who would be the best boyfriend possibility for Laurie? And I have like 3 boxes with all pictures of the people, and one it says Dick Baxter, and it's just like a silhouette with a question mark over it. And the other one is Jimmy from the hospital, and then the third one is Ben Tramer, and it's the burnt crusted guy.
Nice.
It's great.
With the charred gums.
Even the gums are charred. Amazing. That's awesome. Who else is in Halloween 78 that could come back? Trying to think of the smallest part, you know? Who plays such a small part in Halloween?
Nurse Chambers.
Yeah.
Wow. She is coming back, isn't she? Or no?
I think I talked to her about it. I forgot what she said.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I did say to her, I said, listen, now that H2O didn't exist, you can come back, you know. And she's like, oh, yeah, I guess. Well, if they want me.
She's like, I quit smoking, so.
Yeah, I have no more use for these movies.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else? I mean, what's his name? Who ended up being the heel in part 6? The what's his name? The other doctor.
Doyle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wen or something.
Yeah, Dr. Wen can come back in a different role. Yep.
The graveyard guy.
Thorne is coming back. They're gonna do something.
Yeah, Thorne.
He's still alive. Talking about Charlie Bowens.
Yeah, Charlie Bowl. He's gonna finish the story.
We're gonna Oh, that'd be great. Finish the story, please.
God.
You're like 150. Fucking guy.
He's like, how come everybody cuts me off when I get to this part?
Yeah.
Could you imagine if he tried to tell a story again and he got cut off again? How pissed we would all be.
We'd be on the edge of our seats. Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I don't know. How do we end this? Do we rate this
awards,
stuff,
right?
or yeah. I forget what those are even called.
Awards and ratings. Yeah, we got the banana split, and we got the banana we want to peel, and then we got our rating.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, I'm out of touch here. Forgive me. Yeah, been a minute. Okay, well, sure, I'll go. Banana split. I'd probably say the head bashing. One banana I want to peel. I guess I'd go with that chick at the dance who doesn't even have a line.
Nice.
Oh shit! And then what do we do? I got a 10. Well,
out of 5 on this show. No, we're always.
We do it out of 5. Okay.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, good. Shit. I think 4 is too high.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 3 is too low. 3.5. I'll say like 3.75 because I think it's got a lot of great stuff in here that can trump almost any of the good shit in a lot of other Halloween sequels. But at the same time, it's got a lot of stuff that annoys me, as we talked about here. And, the whole portrayal of Laurie, I'm just not a huge fan of. The mask, Michael, I mean, hands down, he's one of the greatest guys that the design, his moves, and everything, he's great. So that was incredible. But, and another thing that's very important, they got the Halloween night feel perfectly. Like to see all those trick-or-treaters and everyone's out and about, and it doesn't look like it's set up, even though there was a million jack-o'-lanterns on that porch, whatever. It all seemed natural. So, yeah, I'd say 3.75. I like it. I'd probably go like, I don't know. It's like, would I rank this one higher than anything 4 and later? Like, would I rank this higher than H2O? I don't know. Probably not. That's tough because they're just so different movies. But yeah, I mean, that's where I'd leave it. 3.75. I don't even. And this is it. I've watched it 15 times, so I think I'm done. So there you go.
Wait, what do you mean you're done?
What? I
You're
watched
done doing
movies
what?
15 times, and then
and that's
yeah, I can't watch it again. I fucking throw it in the trash. I'm done with you.
What? What about Friday 2?
Yeah, you've seen that 17 at least that I know.
15 times, guys. I'm telling you.
That's the number, huh?
But that was before we reviewed it and before you watched it in my house.
What?
Oh, did you because you knew you were gonna watch with us, so you just put that into that? Okay,
right, exactly.
So
yeah.
it was 13, but you just said
yeah.
okay.
I knew it was going to be 15 eventually. So
okay,
and now I'm done. Never again. Mm-hmm.
You said, why wait to give him the right answer? Let me just give it now. So you added 2.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right. You guys got my number.
I guess I'll go because Dave, his will be the one I'm really curious about because I think he's fluctuated with this. So, Banana Split, yeah, Head Stomper. I loved that in Rob Zombie's, along with which is weird. My other favorite one in Rob Zombie Part 2 was the stripper kill. So we kind of got that with the podcaster in the bathroom when he kept bashing him all over the place. That was just brutal. So, and the chick, the same one Matt picked, the one from the dance, easily. I mean, I was way more into her than I should be at 41 years old. Why do I feel like I'm still like 23 and I can say whatever I want?
Yeah. Join the club.
That's weird.
Right.
Look in the mirror when you talk.
Wait, so you're older than Dave?
Yeah, he's 40.
It's official
and
now.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm 41 now. Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Okay.
He's 40 years old. He's a pretty simple guy.
Pretty simple guy.
I'm way too complicated, and I'm 41. So you got those two. So yeah. Now I've gone through a journey with this movie, which is good. I guess it evokes a lot of thought and emotion. So that's a good thing. Just what it's doing. Like, I'm sorry. Look, when I know I sounded like people were like, "Man, this dude was on fire tonight." Like, holy shit. But you got to take into consideration when someone's doing a project like they're doing here, and they're wiping shit out. Wiping the slate clean, and they have the right idea. They're gonna fix everything and do it the right way, like it should have been, and whatever. You expect something grandiose. I mean, at least I do. I feel like you must have really thought this out. This fucking script's gonna be tight as a drum. Everything will make sense. It'll be everything we want. I think the only thing they really gave us that is everything we want is visuals and homages. Like, peppering out all these little hints of the other movies with names, Mr. Elrod, and this and that, and the walkthrough scene, and the kids Halloween 3, and the Boombox Boy, and all this bullshit. Like, and that was all great. I'm not complaining about it, but I think that's where they focus on giving us all we want, as opposed to giving us a fucking great backstory for Laurie. Why is she really here? And how did these murders of her friends affect her? And all this stuff, and the psychological thing of it. Not just that she became some fucking Sarah Connor thing. Like, you could have a Sarah Connor moment like you did in H2O where you just said, enough's enough, I'm tired of running, and now I'm going to, that was amazing. That's exactly what you were supposed to do. But if you're not going to do it here, do something a little more intriguing and interesting than just kind of hanging out there the whole time and just getting good at shooting things and paranoia and fixing your house up with like doors that come down so that once I search this room, well, let me close it so he can't go hide in here when I go to another one, because that's important. Like, who gives a fuck? Maybe that's important in real life, but I'm watching a movie here. You got to give me something else. Like, I don't want to see that though. And it's like there's just some weird beats and things they hit, and the horrible lack of good writing between the big scenes is atrocious, and the casting was mostly terrible. And God, the music was amazing. John Carpenter fucking killed it on that soundtrack. I play it all the time. But like I said, the visuals, you made sure you got the mask right, and you made sure the guy had the body of Nick Castle, and he walked sort of like Nick and Dick at the same time. So he had a little bit of stiffness to him. And you expect some epic fucking grand finale and things like that. And if you're going to hit him like Ben Tramer, then at least do it better than they did. Don't do it worse. Like, what was that? There's just some things, and if you're going to have this great scene of the light going on and off because the sensor, at least can you not pepper it or bog it down with stupid ass monologue from that fat kid? I think it was the worst talking I've ever heard, besides what I'm doing right now. And it's like, I just don't get it. So, and then you have this big epic finale. You fucking murdered it in Halloween 1, Halloween 2, Halloween 3 was a big ending. Halloween 4 was a big ending. Especially with the fucking topper with Jamie Lloyd. Like, H2O was fucking spectacular with the chopping the head off and this great battle with him and Laurie, and then she's hiding in the closet and hits him and runs again. Like, all this great shit that you have done time after time, and then we finally get to your movie, who's supposed to be better than everyone else, and all you do is lock him in a basement and burn your house down, and it doesn't even work? And then you build yourself up as some great fighter, and you're totally fucking prepared for this guy, and he doesn't scare you one bit. You're begging for him to escape so you can kill him. And he fucking destroys you on every single time you guys get together. He smashes your head against the door 50 fucking times till you finally got the gun over there and blew his hand off. He fucking threw you out of the house from the top of the fucking attic window. And then, in the kitchen, he clobbered you again until you finally got a fucking frying pan and you knocked him in the head with a frying pan? What is he, your abusive husband? I just don't know. I just don't understand. Like, if you've been planning and plotting this and this is the one, but again, it's still a good movie. It's a good horror movie, and it's a fine entry. I just think that you just aren't good enough for what you were doing. So I give this also like a 3.5 out of 5. That's all I can get, because 4 on Netflix means I really like it, and 5 means I loved it. So I just like it to really like it. 3.5.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll go a little bit different, even though I could just as easily say that Banana I Want to Peel is going to be the random girl at dance. There's a lot to choose from. You got them of all ages here. You got a grandma, you got the podcast girl, you got the daughter, you got the granddaughter, you got the granddaughter's friend, the girl at the dance. You got a lot of females here. But
right.
I'll go with Vicky. You know a little bit more about her, and she's pretty solid. So I'll go with Blonde Vicky as the Banana I Want to Peel. And I have to agree on the head stomp. That one I can't stray from. It is the best kill. I noticed that after it happens, when that foot comes down, you see it. It almost looks like there's pumpkin seeds in the blood. I don't know if they did it on purpose. It was a little thing, but it looks like there's seeds in there. I don't know. But it's a cool freaking smash. And ultimately, you know, I said it before, it's a real mixed bag. There's good stuff here, and there's bad stuff here, and it's really difficult, because what Alex was saying about the dialogue, there is some poor dialogue, and I wish we had more of the teens, but done the right way with better dialogue. And I wish we had stalking, and I've aired my grievances throughout this review, so I won't rehash it all. But there is still more good than bad, and nothing really angers me outside of maybe a little bit of the silly shit at the end. Like, so compared to the stuff that I've seen and that we've seen after part 3 and the other sequels, there's better stuff than that here. And I think there's some highs that we hit that I like. And maybe it's just nostalgia. And maybe I love the callbacks, and, you know, the callbacks that are obvious, and then the subtle little ones when she says something like, you know, that's the idea, which is the fucking Loomis line. Little things that are sprinkled throughout, and I'm a sucker for them because of my love for Halloween 78. So maybe it is a little bit of nostalgia, but it could have been much better. But I still would say that I prefer it over anything that came after Halloween 3, except maybe Rob Zombie's H2. I think at the end of the day, I think I take H2 over this. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to still be in the same place rating wise and say that this is a 3.5.
This is just like when we picked The Town That Dreaded Sundown as the best film of the year back in 2014 or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it must be that character that's in it, the same guy, the black cowboy hat guy.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot my ranking. Yeah, so I would say like Halloween 1, Halloween 2, 3, and Rob Zombie's 2 come before this, and then that one.
Just like me. Look at this. Wow.
Yeah, I was going to say put this one after Halloween 3, but I totally blanked on the Rob Zombie one. So, yeah, I would probably definitely do that as well. Cool.
Nice.
All right. Well, we did it, guys. A Banana Laser episode. Who would have thought?
We're October, baby. If a banana, if any time October, you never know.
Yeah, exactly. And you can make the checks out to Banana Laser Inc. And mail it to Dave's house, and he'll take care of it. So,
yep.
Yeah. So awesome. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, but this has been great. And who knows? Look out for us in the future. We could. Yeah, we're posting podcasts every Monday now, and
we're doing banana bites.
They're gonna be 5 minutes long, and yeah, we gotta get to 100 guys. So
yes,
yeah, you know the deal. Okay, well, yeah, that's it, guys. So I'll just say Happy Halloween.
Yo, Mikey, Happy fucking Halloween.
I met him 15 years ago. I was told there was nothing left, no reason, no conscience, no understanding, and even the most rudimentary sense of life or death, of good or evil, right or wrong. With this blank, pale, emotionless face and the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. Michael?
BananaLaser?
Don't go to Haddonfield.
BananaLaser?
God damn you.
Hello, BananaLaser.
He's not human! I shot him 6 times! I shot him in the heart!
BananaLaser.
You don't know what death is.
Thank you for listening to the BananaLaser Podcast. Please be sure to check out horrorphilia.com for a full archive of all of our previous episodes, as well as other great podcasts, like The Skeleton Crew, My Bloody Podcast, and many more. Please be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at BananaLaser Show. Also, join our Facebook group page at facebook.com/groups/BananaLaser. That's where the real lasers come out. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, where we post trailers, movies, and more. Interact with us. Please send us a voicemail at 314-720-8842 or send us an email at bananalaser@gmail.com. You can also find us on iTunes and Stitcher. Again, thanks for listening, and keep on banana-ing.
Happy Halloween, everybody!
BananaLaser wins every time.